the door. Loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Welcome back to the show. Where am I getting sound from? Where am I getting sound from, Mike?
Voice is in your head, brother.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to episode 964 of the Two Dum Yinzers. We're back. We are back. Mike, kick off this show. I got to work on something here real quick. I don't know what, but I have to work on something.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Ryan, Mike, the Two Dum Yinzers here at the Two Dum Yinzers. We're happy you're all here today. Ryan's having some technical difficulties. We'll get the show fired up here in a second.
Welcome back. Glad to see everybody today. This is episode 964, just 36 episodes away from the big 1,000. Very excited about all of that. However, we have a lot going on before we can even start thinking about that, guys. We have an important date today, a date that we all been looking forward to. We're going to get into that a lot today as the NFL schedule is to be released tonight at 8 o'clock. You may have noticed online that there was ample leaks online. However, I think a high percentage of them are correct, but every once in a while, when this happens, you might find a game or so that isn't correct once the schedule does come out. So do just be aware of that. Do what you want with it. But as of right now, there's about 9 games for the Steelers that has been released amongst a bunch of games around the NFL, including specialty games, Thanksgiving games, Christmas games, Black Friday games, all the games in between as well. So tonight, the big release, 8 o'clock, will be the NFL schedule release. I know everybody's just chomping at the bit, but Mike, I have to make a couple comments before I do get started.
Mm-hmm.
I nailed it. I said they're going to play Atlanta at home the first game of the season. This was just Tuesday. I said it's either going to be Atlanta at home or Houston at home, and I gave my reasons why, and it is Atlanta. And again, this is what we believe that we know to be true as of right now. However, in about 7 hours and 17 minutes, we will know for sure how it's going to play out, what the schedule is going to look like again for these Steelers and around the NFL, guys. So much going on, Mike. So we're going to get into it, but I don't want to get into anything before I say good morning to my dear friend, Michael, how are you, sir?
Brother, I'm living the dream. Schedule release day. I know we're gonna get into it, but my God, brother, like, how can you not be happy? Sun's shining. Well, it was shining earlier. We're talking football. I'm happy to be here.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad to see you. This is Thursday. This is schedule release day. Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. And it's time to get at it. Let's get on the terrible board, Mike. I don't want to wait any. I don't want to make anybody wait any longer. I don't. As I'm kind of making my way through some technical issues, but I'm going to be fine. Here we go. Let's get to the board. Good morning, good afternoon, everybody, no matter where you be from. Welcome to the show. Glad to see everybody today. Tortilla Jackson, my man, all the way from Sacramento, California. He says this, I have a random question. Do Pittsburgh jail still serve fries with their meals? Asking for a friend. I don't think they do. I don't think they do.
It's the only place in Pittsburgh you can go and not get fries on your food.
Yeah. I'm sure you could get fries and then put your fries on the sandwich, perhaps. I don't know. It's a good question to ask, Tortilla. I'm not sure, but I would think no, because that's kind of a luxury thing here in Pittsburgh, and it seems that they wouldn't serve that in jail. Let's go on to the original Yinzer Joe, the OG, my man, all the way from back in the day here on the show. He says, "Was Ryan and Thunder sup, Yinzers? What's going on, brother? Always great to see Yinzer Joe on the terrible board, my man." Schedule is released today, guys. We're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into what we know so far. We're gonna get into some speculation. We're gonna take a look at the teams that aren't on our schedule so far by way of leaks. So a lot of stuff we're gonna get into today. Joe, always great seeing you, my friend, on the terrible board. Let's go to Corey. Corey, don't drink that. He says, this first comment, LOL, guys, I reversed engineered the photos in the UFO files and they're fake, but the documents themselves are verified. So I have more theories. I like it. Go check out Corey Beavers right here on YouTube. He covers conspiracy theories. You're into the UFOs, perhaps Epstein files, even the Bigfoot, the ever elusive Sasquatch. It's not Mike. There's actually, they believe there is really a Sasquatch out there. And if you want to look in, if you're interested in all these or any of these kind of things, do go check out Corey right here on YouTube. But don't drink that. Really good conspiracy theory podcast with a lot of material. I don't think that you won't run out of things to watch ever at Corey's channel. I promise you that. Go check him out. Let's go right here. Corey says, never mind on the first comment. Laugh my asses. I'm not sure what that's referring to, but let's go here to Christine. Always great seeing Christine on the board. And you know what? Even better seeing Christine on the board today because she said I was hot the other day. So you know what? I'm very happy to see Christine back. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give Christine the game ball for the rest of my life. How's that? Yeah. Keep that in mind, Cody. If you want the game ball, just tell me I'm beautiful. Always great seeing Christine on the terrible board. Hope things are going good for you, ma'am. Great to see you back. Tortilla Jackson. He says this: Pittsburgh doesn't have jails. You just doesn't. You're right to eat French fries.
Is Tortilla stroking out over there?
I had a stroke reading it, but I think that's what it is. They don't send you to jail. They just take away your right to eat French fries. And you know what? I'm right there with it. I think that could be the case. I do want to say welcome and good afternoon. I recognize the name from a little while back, Frank Campbell. Welcome back, Frank. Frank Campbell. He says, let's go Yinzer Nation. That's right, baby. Today is the big day, the big schedule release. We're going to get into this and so much more today. Great to see you on the terrible board, Frank, as always. Let's go up to my man Jamal in the house. He says, gang, my G's, what's up, brother? Always great seeing Jamal. Hope things are going good for you in Texas. My man. Christine says, am I the only person that thinks all these international games are complete bullshit? You know what? I was in that same boat last year, and I said to Mike, I was like, why? Why are they doing this? And, I just think there's this brand expansion that the NFL is always looking to grow the company. And as we see every year, it's more and more of these international games. Some people speculate that there's maybe something going on in the future by sending maybe a team across the pond, but that is speculation as of right now. But always trying to spread the brand. That is for sure something that I think we could guarantee. We could count on that. Beyond that, though, I agree. Oh, you know what? I was talking to Mike yesterday. Only when it's our games. I don't mind when Jacksonville plays at 9:30 in the morning. I don't mind when this team, when it's my team, I plan to watch it. I plan to watch it very attentively. And 9:30 in the morning isn't always the easiest thing to do on a Sunday, but I think that's what's going on with that. So we got one, but I think the bigger complaint comes later on down the schedule. As Mike was got my attention before the show, there's a handful of primetime games in a row that might F us down the stretch. So we'll take a look at all this today. Always great seeing Christine on the board. Tortilla says the players think they are I know, a lot of complaints. Absolutely. A lot of people certainly complaining at this point. No two ways about that. Let's go back to the Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe says this, fellas, I'm the big 52 today. Hey, happy birthday, brother. Happy big Yinzer. Happy birthday to you. My man, Yinzer Joe.
Cheers.
52. He's been with us for a long time here. I very, very excited for you, man. I hope you have a great birthday. Stay safe no matter what you do, though, bro. He says, I'm the big 52 today. Never thought I'd make it this far with the lifestyle I lead. Party hardy this weekend. I'd say, man, you know what? I think all of us at some point probably thought, geez, oh, man, I'm never going to make it to this age or that age or this age. But look, here we all still are on the internet talking Pittsburgh Steelers. You know what? That's all right with me. Let's go to Christine. Christine says, woohoo, that game ball is mine. You possess the game ball. She holds the balls in her hands. That's right, Christine on the board today. The big winner of the day. Also, I do want to say Tortilla Jackson. And he says, happy birthday, Yinzer Joe. Yinzer Joe, I wish Derpy was here. I'd make him sing. I would make him sing to Yinzer Joe today.
Derpy.
Make him sing happy birthday. Maybe he'll pop in for us. Maybe he will pop in. We will see. Well, you know what he does? He'll text me the night before and he'll be like, hey, I'm coming on tomorrow. And then he just doesn't. He's such a turd like that.
And then we'll never respond.
And then, yeah, like last night, like after 15 times straight of doing that to me, he says this. He says, I'll be on tomorrow. No bull. It's schedule release. No bull. No bull. That was supposed to convince me. There's bull. There's definitely bull. Plenty of bull. But anyway, listen, I'm not complaining. But I'm just saying, who does that?
Hollywood Derpy.
And Hollywood Derpy. And here's my opinion. Like, he worked his way out of a prominent spot on the show. I mean, he was literally working his way up the ladder. He could have been a part of this thing. But, you know, as you see over time, people lost interest. People just don't ask about him anymore. And, you know, it's nobody's fault beside his own. Certainly have given ample opportunity to be here on the show. But if he shows up, maybe we could get him to sing happy birthday to my man, Yinzer Joe, today. Corey, let me grab, you know what? Let me grab these couple of messages real quick right here. The Yinzer Joe says, thank you to Tortilla. Also, the Yinzer Joe says this. He says, I would rather see Derpy's titty. I would rather see Derpy's titty. I'm sure those words were never uttered before in the history of mankind. Maybe Corey could dig into that. Let's go here to Corey. He says this. Here's my wild theory. Within the next 5 years, the NFL will be called the WFL and will be living off of cryptocurrency. Everyone will be paid the same money, so pay scale will be universal. I don't totally disagree with that. I see some things that I believe to be fact also in what you just said. Very interesting, though. I don't know how it will affect the NFL, but cryptocurrency is absolutely on the way. No two ways about it. Let's go to Jamal. Jamal says, laugh my fucking ass off. Fuck that. We love Derpy. All right. They love Derpy still.
There's one person that loves Derpy. You could have him, Jamal. We'll ship him to you.
Yeah.
We'll send care instructions.
And then we'll see how fast he's putting out we love Derpy
You'll
messages.
send them back real quick, brother.
Let's go right here to Jamal. He follows up by saying happy G-Day, Yinzer Joe for show. Thanks, Jamal. Everybody, it is Yinzer Joe's birthday. Be sure to wish him the best of days as it is his birthday, the big 5-2. That's super awesome, my man. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday from us here at the show. Always love Yinzer Joe. We're going to get into things today, of course. Today is the schedule release day of the NFL. I don't think that is a surprise to anybody. However, the one thing, Mike, that I like to caution this situation because I realize this year after year after year, these leaks come out. And like I said, we got about 9 to 10 games already leaked out on the schedule for what the Steelers schedule is supposed to be. However, every once in a while, there's always a game that's thrown in there that maybe Adam Schefter or maybe, and one of these guys may have gotten wrong or something may have not. So that's my only caution. But other than that, it's usually pretty high percentage of the games that are leaked, Mike. So we're going to go over those games that are leaked at the moment. Again, we're going to go over the teams that are still left to be put on the schedule that we do have on our slate for us this year. A lot of things going on. We have the opener. We have the Black Friday game, all kind of information to go into today with that as we anticipate the big release of the NFL schedule tonight, 7 hours and 6 minutes away. Tonight, it's going to be, I believe, on ESPN. It's going to be on NFL Network, also on streaming apps as well. So no reason to miss it. Trying to find out who are Pittsburgh Steelers. We know who they're going to play, Mike. We just don't know when they're going to play them because we even know where they're going to play them. So once we start to get a look at how that plays out tomorrow, we will have the whole schedule in its entirety. We'll go over that tomorrow. But today, Mike, today is the day. Again, this is a Christmas, if you will. Everybody couldn't wait for this, and here it is. We're going to know the schedule.
I can't wait to get the whole look. What I'm seeing, I like some of it. Others is like, making me sick, and I hope it's not. Some of it's not true. There's a stretch of games later in the year that I saw that I'm just not particularly fond of the time.
Right.
Yeah, and it's not loving it.
I can understand that, Mike. And I know why. And again, we'll get into all that here so soon. We're also going to talk about a few other things. But I do want to make one more point, only because, and listen, if this didn't go this way, I wouldn't have never brought it up again. Maybe never even the first time. But I did pick, Mike, who was going to be our very first game of the year, the Atlanta Falcons. I think that this is an interesting game because, the last few times they've been very close. One has been the first game of the year. A few more other connections with this particular series. I think we handle the Falcons, though, Mike. They have a bunch of issues, and I think we're going to be a little bit better along than people think that we are. But again, Mike, I picked it. I picked Atlanta, and there you go. Let's do, go ahead.
I say somehow you got it right. I wasn't going to give you some shit, but then I'm going to let you have your moment.
I appreciate that. I appreciate it.
That's why I'm here.
Also, Mike, we do have the Houston Texans on schedule. We'll find out when we play them as well. That also already made the leaks. A few games, Mike, the Buccaneers game, a little bit in question. And again, so much more. We'll get into that here in just a moment as we get into the leaks that has come out so far on the NFL schedule leading up to tonight, the big release tonight at 8 o'clock. A few things before we do get rolling here. Let me take, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to say this. The Pirates started 20 minutes ago. Game 3 of this series. They're looking to win the series against the Rockies. This is going on right now. Besides that, isn't much going on else in Pittsburgh by way of sports. So I just want to throw that out there. But let's get into the stuff that counts, Mike. Let's get into the stuff that people care about. Let's get into what the money maker, if you will. Let's get into the schedule release.
Let's do it.
This is, guys, what the schedule looks like so far. Now, provided, let me grab a couple of messages because I see something that is related to this, and I want to get that. Let's start with Yinzer Joe. He says, Rogers signing this weekend for my birthday, LOL. Hey, you know what? You never know. You never know. Let's go here, too. And we do start something on Monday. So, possibly, I guess it's not out of the question. Let's go to RB. RB says every year they have these leaks on the schedule, and about 5 of them time or any of them right. That's what I was saying. I think that sometimes they do get them wrong, but we're going to talk about what they have out. And at the end of the day, who knows? They may be all correct when it's all said and done. But I do like to put that caution out there just because it's happened to me before. And again, we won't be fooled again, I guess they said in the song. Let's go to Tortilla. He says this, I'm telling y'all, space football is going to be huge. My grandson runs 20 light years an hour. But how long does it take him to run a 40 is what I want to know. Let's go to Jamal. He says anytime at Yinzer Joe, of course, Jamal and Yinzer Joe, vital corner pieces of this show. Love these guys. Glad to see us today, everybody. Kenneth Jones on the board. He says, hey, guys, what's up, Kenneth? Always great seeing Kenneth on the board. My man, we just love Kenneth Jones as well. It's a day of love. I got to be honest with you, Mike. I'm excited. I'm giddy again today. You see me get giddy from time to time. And usually when things like this are going on, as in the schedule release, I get giddy. So I'm going to be a little excited. Well, Mike, there's not going to be anything that you're going to be able to do today that's going to anger me to the point where I'm yelling and screaming like you do sometimes.
Challenge accepted, brother.
All
See
right.
what we can do.
You know what? And by way of a few things on the panel today to talk about, you just might, but you know what? I'm okay. I'm prepared for it, but I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that you're going to be able to drag me down today. I don't think it's going to happen, Mike. JPJ Tyrone in the house. Always great seeing the GOAT himself, Tyrone. And Kenneth says, hey, guys, Will Howard on deck. Hey, he is on deck. And Just Learning says, Rogers' fake wife in Paris. There you go. Also, guys, Mike, I want to see personally this Paris game, of course, yesterday was released between the Saints and the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see Mount Washington go up and stand and lean on that Eiffel Tower. That's what I want to see, just to see how little Eiffel Tower is compared to Darnell Washington.
Exactly. It's going to be like a toothpick to him. He going to be picking the stupid little New Orleans Saints out of his teeth after the game with the Eiffel Tower.
I love it. I love Darnell Washington, and I got to be honest with you, and everybody watches the show knows I love freaks. I love the freaks. I love freaks.
He loves ladies. Let me tell you, he loves the freaks.
And I got to be honest, Mike. At first, I seen this in the guy, and you kind of convinced me. He's like, well, the athleticism. We have to see if he has that. And as he's jumping over guys last year at 330 pounds and all these things, I think he proved to us that, you know what, the athleticism is there. And I'm going to be a Darnell Washington fan for some time, Mike. I got to be honest. I've never seen people bounce off a guy the way they did off of Darnell last year in that one particular play against Cincinnati, where there was guys
like half the roster was bouncing off of him. You had a couple guys in that game that made business decisions. They saw Big Darnell come here, like, I'm gonna slow down. I'm gonna run out of bounds. I'm gonna lay down. Yeah, I love. How can you not love big old Darnell?
I love him. I love him in the most heterosexual way. I love Darnell Washington.
That's what you were saying that last night.
I know. Let's go talk about the schedule a little bit. Why don't we? Let's get into it, Mike. This is the leaked schedule. As we know, I have roughly 9 games on here. Whether anything came out in the last hour since I took notes for the show, I don't know. We're going to talk about what I have in front of me. If anybody needs to add to, include, or anything of this nature, please don't hesitate. That's the idea, guys. We're trying to find out and trying to get the scoop. So let's get at it. Mike, of course, again, believed to be the game season opener. I'm sorry, Mike. In week 1 is the Steelers versus the Falcons at Pittsburgh. That game is one of the leaks that we know, and again, one of the more important leaks because it's the first game of the season. A lot of people often curious who that game is going to be.
It finally a home opener.
Yeah, it hasn't been often.
No, it feels like it's been forever, and hopefully it goes a whole hell of a lot better than last year's home opener.
Well, I got to be honest with you, Mike. The Steelers and the Falcons, the Steelers have a very good past against them. Matter of fact, in home games against the Falcons, the Steelers are 7-0-1 all time. The last time we did play them at home was in 2018, and we did win that game 41-17. There were a few games after that, obviously a lot of games before that. And as a matter of fact, Mike, the Atlanta Falcons, they only beat us two times in the history of ever. So I always like our odds against them. You know, obviously it's an any given Sunday. A team could win any given week, any given year, things like this. But if you look at the history of the Falcons and the Steelers, Mike, we tend to handle our business against these guys. There was 3 overtime games back in the early 2000. One became a tie. One, of course, you remember the game with Michael Vick, Plexico Burress. The ball caught on the one at the very end. We came back from behind in that game. We tied that game. And the following time we played them, Mike, there was a loss. And then the following time we played them, there was a win. It was 3 overtime matchups in a row with the Atlanta Falcons in that period of time. We won one, we lost one, and we tied one. That was actually going to be the question of the day. However, it is not the question of the day. Mike, Atlanta Falcons, Pittsburgh, your thoughts?
A very, very much winnable game for the Pittsburgh Steelers to start the season off at home. I'm just looking at their roster right now. You got Tua Tagovailoa and Michael Penix Jr. as their top 2 quarterbacks. We should be able to handle both of them. They have Drake London and B. John Robinson. They're the only 2 guys that really scare me on offense. Kyle Pitts, he has not lived up to the hype. At defense, I like their corner and I like one of their safeties, but that's about it. We should be able to do whatever the hell we want in this game. It's a nice opener for us. I think we match up well against them. They were 8-9 last year to win the division at 8-9. My God, that's we should be able to have a nice home opener. Don't overlook them, though. It's the NFL, any given Sunday, different year, blah, blah, blah. But the league did us a favor with the Falcons for a home opener.
Absolutely. I like that, Mike. And that's kind of the reason I listen. I'm not
I think it's going to be a fun game.
not going to say I'm clairvoyant or anything, but there was certainly a feel that I got about that Atlanta Falcons in week 1 at home. Let me say this, Mike, again, we are 16-2-1, 16-2-1 all time against the Falcons. That's away and home. And again, at home, 7-0-1. History-wise, Mike, I think we're in good shape. But again, any given Sunday, and you never know what's up with this Pittsburgh Steelers team. We're going to learn a lot about them this year.
Yeah.
But let's move on, Mike. I don't have anything slated in week 2. I don't have anything slated in week 2. Go ahead.
I believe it's the Patriots is one of the rumors I saw.
That's a rumor I heard, was the Patriots could be week 2. But did you hear anything after that?
I did nothing quote unquote official yet.
Okay, so we're going to leave that hanging, Mike. If we get anything during the course of the show that says that be the case, we'll slot it in place. And again, Mike, who knows? The schedule may look different than this tonight. Again, this is leaks. Nothing is official. Saunders, Rappaport, they do have their names tied to some of these. And at the end of the day, you can trust a lot of them. But they're like RB was saying, and we were saying, there could definitely be some wrong games on here. So again, just keep that in consideration as we do scoot along. I have the third week here, Mike. I have the Steelers versus the Bengals. The Bengals game, a division game early in the season for the Steelers. A lot of times we don't get even. Remember 2 years ago, we didn't get a division game till after week 10 or week 11.
Yeah, it's. I'd like to have one early. Week a little later than week 2, but week 2 is fine. Give us a nice little. Maybe a little lead in the division. So I'll take week 2. You know, let's beat the Bengals. We have a chance, or week 3. Excuse me. We have a chance to be at least 2 wins out of the first 3.
And I'm catching Christina as we're going on here. She says, I think that we got New England in week 2. And again, this is something that I did hear. I just can't confirm. Also, Mike, whenever I was putting ideas in my head, New England is a team that we always generally play early. And I thought to myself, they could be early on the schedule. So if that in fact is the case, that will be the case. However, Christine's saying it. You're saying it. I've heard it.
Yeah.
But I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to put it on the shelf. I'm going to put it on the shelf for now. Let's continue on. Let's go right here to week number 4, Mike. I have nothing sketched in, etched in place for the 4th week of the season. And if you do at any point have anything that I don't have, let me know.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything either as well.
All right, let's go here to week number 5. I have Steelers versus the Colts, Mike. This will be a home game for the Pittsburgh. And I want to mention all 3 games that I mentioned so far are home games. Atlanta, week 1, Bengals, week 3. And right now, Mike, this week 5 game I'm looking at has the Colts coming to Pittsburgh in week number 5.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing as well.
And you got to remember, Mike, this is, thank you so much, Lindsay. I want to take one moment out to thank Lindsay. Lindsay on the super chat. Always such a great contributor to this show in every way. I do want to say in every single way. And we couldn't appreciate that more. Thank you, Lindsay. It'll go right back into the show, I promise. And there you go.
Alert.
There's the alert.
Thank you, Lindsay.
That's very generous. Thank you, Lindsay. Let's get back. See, Steele, that's what I'm saying. These Tampa Bay rumors, they got me too, and I don't know what's going on with them. I'll get to that in just a second. Mike, so the Colts I do have in week 5. However, the Colts, they seem, and yes, we do play the AFC South, so it's no surprise we play them. But boy, do we seem to be getting the Colts a lot lately. It feels that we might have played them 4 times in the last 5 years. If not, something similar to that. But we do seem to get the Colts often anymore.
Yeah, and again, it's at the Colts. We got them home last year, but this is like you said, the 4th or 5th time we've played them, and I swear we've only had the 1 home game. This is I don't like that.
Now this one here, Mike.
Oh, is that it? Oh, wait, that might actually be
Indianapolis.
I mean,
this is in Pittsburgh. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my bad. I heard wrong, and I actually read wrong as well. I apologize. So hey, it's kind of like swinging back into our favor now.
Yeah, we'll take it. We handled them last year. Again, they were, I think, a little overrated at the time when we played them last year. They were the best team in the league, and then we embarrassed them. They kind of went downhill from there. So hopefully we can get some similar results that we got last year. Let's move along. See, now this is where it gets interesting because going back to what Steele just said, Mike, I have on my schedule that I have here, I have the Steelers at the Buccaneers in week 6. Now, with that being said, I also heard rumors about a Christmas Day game against the Buccaneers as well. So as I have right here in my league schedule, Mike, I have Steelers at Buccaneers, week 6. But again, this is definitely a game that I've heard multiple speculation about.
Me too. Like you said, I saw the rumors too for like it's week 6, but I also saw rumors saying it's the a Christmas Day game as well. But let's get them out of the way early. I don't want that Baker Mayfield team getting hot late in the season.
And you know what? It's a game down there too. I'd like to get
Yeah.
them. If you get Buccaneers, get them a little later, get them at home, make them play in the cold, and it's just it would be a lot better. However, according to what I have in front of me, and again, this could be wrong. And let me just I do want to address Lindsay real quick. She says this. I thought it wasn't coming out till tonight, which is true. It's officially coming out tonight at 8:00. ESPN, NFL Network, mobile apps as well. The schedule will be released tonight at 8:00. However, online there's a bunch of Ian Rappaport and Adam Schefter endorsed information on a bunch of leaked games, which they have every year, usually the specialty games, evening games, night games, holiday games, things of this nature. And these are what we're kind of going off of now. And I made a point to say early on, they may not all be correct. I've certainly been through this before, and it's played out that way. Let's go next on the list, Mike. And right here, I don't think this one is in any question. We all got confirmation that week 7 is going to be the Steelers at the Saints at Paris, France, week 7, Mike. Steelers, Saints. I like this game, and I just do. I like our chances. I don't like the fact that they have a French symbol right on the side of their head. We're actually playing in France. Mm-hmm. That to me seems like a bad omen. However, this team, I think they're going to play okay this year. Wee, as Still Loyal says, all about the wee.
All about the wee.
All about the wee in France they are, Mike. But this game here, I think they'll probably be somewhat improved. But you know what? Where they were playing last year, I don't know how much more they could go beyond that, because once they were overachieving at one point, Shuck was being successful. Now you got some tape on Shuck. Now you can prepare for Shuck. Now it's a whole season later. So again, at the end of the day, I like the Saints in the middle of the schedule like this. Again, overseas, there's not a lot that goes into this game that could take people's minds off the game, because you already have that with the travel. I like this game, Mike. I would think if this game was played here, it would just be like a game that people's going to call a trap game. People are going to say, you know what, though, watch out you don't lose to the Saints. This could be a trap game. Not a big game for us ever, the Saints. Mike, week 7, we know this one's in the books.
And I think we have a bit of advantage. We did a lot of the guys on this roster did the travel last year. They know what it's like going overseas. The Saints haven't. When's the last time they've been overseas? I don't think they went over last year or the year before, if I remember correctly. We're not the home team. We don't have to deal with any of that extra responsibility of representing the area, getting out there, getting the brand out there. And we just go over and handle business.
Absolutely.
And like this Saints team, they had Shuck had success. He was like the Pepsi NFL Rookie of the Year. Did anyone watch him play? Because he did not look impressive in any of those games to me at all.
I'm saying.
I think he's a just hey, I'm gonna go throw it to Chris Olave and hope for the best. Yeah, they got another good receiver down there this year in the draft for him, but I don't think that team is really that good.
They're not.
We should be able to handle them.
That's what I'm saying. I think they're going to be improved. But again, what that means for the Saints isn't what that means for a lot of other teams, Mike. I think they'll be better. They'll win more games in the division. But again, at the end of the day, I don't think they're over that hump to be a good team yet. Yeah. They kind of overachieved for the second part of the season. I could see that being addressed immediately by the teams they play. So again, I like this game in the middle of the season. I like where it's at. I like it because, again, it's just the Saints. If it was here, you're like, shit, go down to New Orleans. Let's hope this isn't a trap game. Let's get this win. And then sometimes we end up losing. So again, I like this. It's in the middle, whatever. I don't like getting up at 8 o'clock in the morning to watch it, but what are you going to do? Let's go here to, week 3 is a Steeler home game against the Bengals. I'll get to the board here in just one moment. Mike, let me talk about this next game, this week 8. Week 8 is what we have on the league schedule as of right now. Again, this may change. A lot of this was endorsed by some people that very credible people. However, I've been through this before, and I do know that, again, some of these do come up wrong. So we're going to just continue on. Week 8, Mike, about halfway through the season. Week 8 has the Browns coming to Pittsburgh. The Browns coming to Pittsburgh. Week 8 is the game I have here.
We should mollywop those boys.
I think they're going to be good. I hate to say it, and even with I seen Tater Tart in the house. I hate to say it, but that was a hell of a draft they had.
It
You get
was.
2 receivers. You get yourself a offensive lineman, Fanu. You get yourself another quarterback. But at the end of the day, that offense certainly improved.
It did on paper it improved, but who's going to be your starting quarterback?
Yeah.
Like Deshaun Watson. When was the last time Deshaun Watson
Can't
had
we
a good
say
year?
the same thing though? Okay. Just being fair, just checking.
But like Deshaun Watson really has not had. He hasn't played a full season. Hasn't been a good quarterback since 2020.
Yeah.
So it really does not strike fear in me. Dylan Gabriel does not. The rookie that they drafted does not strike fear into me. Shador Sanders does not strike fear into me. Their defense does, but you don't have Jim Shorts anymore. How's that defense going to be? You got a brand new head coach.
That was where they really dropped the ball, Mike, with that losing their defensive coordinator.
Yeah. If they would have kept him, went out and got a new, younger, up and coming offensive mind to be their offensive coordinator, I would start to be worried about them. But now, like this guy that they got up there, he seems a complete lost and total moron.
Yeah, no, I agree. It couldn't be funnier. And you know what? Yinzer Joe just really hit me with a reality check. Lindsay, I'm sorry. Yinzer Joe says this. He says, Ryan. What do we always say about the Browns and their draft picks? They turn them into duds. And you know what? You're 100% right. And I listen. I got to smack myself or something because I don't even know what made me think beyond that point, Mike. Again, yes, you're 100% right. What? How stupid of me. But again, it was a nice draft. We got to admit, though, right?
Anyway, great draft, man. I love what they like on paper. Like their first 4 picks are all like they were like quote unquote first round talent that they had there. But again, this is Cleveland, so how you really can't put a lot of stock into that, man, because they've proven time after time they get all these high draft picks and very few of them do well there, or if they do, they find a way to fuck it up there. The team does, the coaching staff does, the front office finds a way to screw everything up. So what they did in the offseason really doesn't scare me. If this was like, let's say if this was Baltimore who had this draft, I would be really fucking worried.
Oh, absolutely.
I'd be worried. Maybe even like the Bengals, because they're somewhat competent down there occasionally. But this is the Browns. Yeah. It does not, until they do it, I won't believe in it. I won't be scared. But when they do it, I'll give them credit for finally, doing it. But right now, it's hard for me to give them credit, brother.
Just kind of go along the way. I'm just kind of cherry picking some of these out as I go. Mike on the board tortilla says Tater paid Ryan, and it immediately made me think of the South Park movie where the kids were in the movie theater and Cartman wanted candy. And he didn't want any of Kyle's Jewish candy. This kind of it made me think of that when he said Tater paid Ryan. I was like, I don't want any Irish money. What the hell do they even use over there? Shekels? Get the hell out of here. Clamshells. Okay, so I got a couple weeks. So on my leak, Mike, I'm going to take a break and get to the board. But on my leak, I have weeks 9, 10, and 11 with nothing. I'm seeing some questions on the board about the bye week. Some people might have thought it was earlier. Again, I don't know. I just know that my next 3 spots on the leaked schedule at the moment are bare, which could very well mean a bye week fits into there at some point. And Lindsay also says it was awfully early last year. I like it to be a little bit later, a little further down the road, because you get that bye early. Let's say you get that bye around week 6. You have 12 weeks of football if you make it to the playoff. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's a lot of football with no breaks after. I like a nice middle of the pack bye week. It's usually that's usually the right time.
Yeah, I like to get it kind of in the middle, like you said. It breaks the season up perfectly. Week 8, week 9, perfect place for a bye. You get that rest, and then you can go. And hopefully, if you're doing well too, you get that first round bye as well, and you can hopefully be body just a little bit more rest going in. But midpoint, man, is the perfect spot for a bye.
I agree. I agree. Almost, in every sport, it's that way. Baseball, middle of the season, it's the break.
Yep.
In hockey, they take that break in the middle. I do believe it's still the way they do it. And then also basketball, they do a whole thing now at the tournament. But that's generally the way it goes. Like, they want to give you a halfway point so everybody can kind of get healthy and do what you got to do. So we're hoping on that. And I do want to grab right here before I go back to the board. I do want to say Tyrone is saying that he heard the Bengals week 10 Sunday Night Football. So I do have the Bengals at home on week 3. Ty is saying Bengals on the road week 10 Sunday Night Football. So do what you want with that. Again, I would love to confirm everything and say that this is going to be perfect, but I've been through this before. 90% of these could be right. There could be a game that throws you off. Again, Buccaneers I still think is in question. And Steele is saying for Alan Saunders. Let's get back to the board. I want to see what everybody is saying, Mike, and we're going to get back to this league schedule just in a moment. So much to talk about, so much to get into, guys. Welcome back to the show. This is episode 964, inching closer, Mike, just 36 episodes away from the big 1,000, which is going to just happen to land on the 5-year mark of the show. A lot of big things coming later on this year in the summertime. So we're looking forward to that. Welcome, everybody. Thank you for being with us. Let's go back on the board. And I think I can figure out where we're at. Let me just take a real quick look. I think I could get it in the right in the right ballpark. All right, let's go right here. Oh, Cody, thank you, sir. Let me stop real quick. I do want to say thank you as well to Cody on the terrible board as well with the super chat. Very, very, very appreciated. Let me read the comment that he says here. This money is dedicated to the brave men and women that wasted and died trying to save Mike from his Penn State porn addiction. I think that is a very great cause. And thank you so much, Cody. Again, very generous, and we thank you. Thank you, my friend. What you?
Cody trying to bribe himself off the enemy list. I like it.
Oh, is that what you think is going on here? And I do want to say this, Mike. I have. Listen, people say, these guys, hey, they know they got their thing going. They they have a routine and they have a way to do it. And I do want to say this, Mike. I also am prepared because of the past couple of days. You recall that we had some issues with the computer, and you disappear for some time. So let me just reach right down here.
Oh God!
And I do have the Mike Dummy Head right here, guys. So if Mike happens to disappear at any point during the show, you're not going to miss any two Dum Yinzer action. That's right, the Mike Dummy in the house today to spend a little time with us here on the two Dum Yinzers. So if Mike disappears, we do have his dummy to pick up the slack. So there you go. Just let me put him back down here where he belongs. And there we go. Mike. Let's move on. I am going to go.
I got nothing. I got nothing.
I'm going to go right here. The way to Corey, Mike at 13:05:45. He says this: the way we show up in game one with new pieces and coaching staff may set the tone for 2026. How that's going to go. There's a new level of excitement, anxiety looming until after that. Let's go to Ty. Ty says facts. Tallman game's gone. Tallman game's gone. Dude, what's up? Always great seeing Dude on the terrible board. Dude said this. He says, good afternoon, fellas. Dude, thank you. Great to see you, sir. This is schedule release day, if you can believe it. Here we are, mid-May, February, March, April, May. Mike, it's been 4 months since we played a football game. So come on. We don't think off season's moving along. 4 months since we played our last football game.
It does not seem like 4 months, brother.
It doesn't.
At all. It's been flying by. It might be the ayahuasca talking, but it's been a blur for me.
Let's scoot along, Mike. I'm going to go right here to Lindsay again. I do want to say, did Mike disappear? I don't want to miss the opportunity, guys. Let's get our mic. There it is. I don't know what happened to the computer. It always just goes off. I don't know. Well, Mike, shouldn't you be worrying? And there he is. Mike is back, everybody.
It got a little hard crystallization stuff up in the nose. I did not want that on camera.
You never know with you, so I have to be prepared. I got to be prepared on my end. Let's say I do want to say this. Thank you so much, Lindsay, once again, as we do approach her super chat. Thank you, Lindsay. You are fantastic. Thank you. Seriously. Let's go here. Still loyal. There's a rumor that we play Tampa Bay on Christmas, and that is the rumor that we hear as well. Again, we don't know. I'm sorry, Steel, because at this point they do have at least in my leaks, they do have the Steelers at the Bucks in week 6. But again, it could be wrong. Don't run with that. Don't go ahead and start buying tickets for the 6th week of the Tampa Bay football season because, again, we won't know until tonight for sure. That's one thing that I've learned a few years back the hard way, and now I know a lot of them, they are right, but some of them, sometimes they just aren't, so be careful, guys. Let's get back on the terrible board here. As we do move along, Lindsay says you're welcome. Thank you so much, Tyrone. With Lindsay the GOAT. Lindsay is the GOAT. Christine says this. She says first 3 games are ours to lose. Good start. I like week 5 too. I want to know when we play the Ravens at home because I'm going to that one. Hopefully, I don't even see them on my leaked list yet, so I don't know if Mike. Do you see the Ravens anywhere so far on any league? Matter of fact, I only heard. I heard that it was only one game that's been leaked for the Ravens so far. There was actually a conversation. Why are there no Ravens games leaked?
Yeah, that's all I've heard too. Was I think it was like a Ravens at Bengals game. That was the only one that's leaked. Once again, the NFL playing favorites with the Ravens.
Yeah, I mean, whatever you make of that, but that is certainly something that I've been seeing. Baltimore only had one game leaked so far, so. Do what you want, Tyrone. He says this, Christine. I saw a leak week 10 versus the Bengals Sunday Night Football. So if that's a go, then we do know we have the Bengals in week 3 and week 10. And you know what? I got to be honest with you. That's going to put us. We didn't get into the next few games, but Mike, these are night games coming up, and that's going to put the Bengals as a night game, pretty damn close to that group of games as well. So something to think about. We'll get to that in just a moment. Right here, Lindsay, I thought it wasn't coming out till tonight. We did get that. Tyrone, these just leaks, Lindsay. We will know more tonight for show. Christine, she says, oh, God, these motherfuckers going to make me cancel Christmas again. My kid's not going to be happy about that. Are your children Steeler fans, Christine? Christine, I wanted to ask you that. Are they Steeler fans as well? Let's go to Tortilla. He says, when I said I wanted Kenny G for Christmas, this is not what I wanted. Tortilla, my man. Let's go here to Sosh. What's up, dude? Always great seeing Sosh from Switzerland, my man.
Sosh is the best.
Sosh is a hop, skip, and a jump away from the big game in France this year. So maybe Sosh might be down there. He says this. Hello, folks. Great greetings from over the pond, my man. Always great seeing Sosh on the terrible board. Usually when someone says they're from over the pond, it's depressing, Mike, because it's usually tater tart.
I know it's usually tater, but it's you see sauce, it just brightens up your day.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, come on, everybody that pops in on the show here always brightens up my day. But you know what? The Switzerland, I like this. Switzerland, like, I think that's cool because again, at the end of the day, just a hop, skip, and a jump, if you will, he said yesterday. So I hope he gets his way over there. Lindsay says, yeah, I'm not happy about the Christmas game. Christmas game, guys, again, we'll get to just a moment. Not sure who the Christmas game is as of right now. It was supposed to be Tampa. But again, I see Tampa sketched in for like 3 games with us so far, and I don't know which one of these games are actually going to be the Tampa Bay Steeler game. I have them in week 6. We hear that they're on Christmas with the Steelers, and I thought I had something somewhere else, but that is one I cannot confirm.
Yeah, I'm scrolling through now, so if I don't respond to anything, I'm just taking a look on the Twitter machine to see anything about Christmas games.
Let's go here to Christine. We have Bengals in week 3 in Cincy. I thought, yes. I think that one's at home. As of right now, again, I hope that all this information or most of it is accurate. This is what's out there. This is what was leaked. Let's scoot up here to Steel Loyal. He says, wee sports, Tortilla says. Steel Loyal says that's a home game. Week 3, yes, that is what I have as well. On week 3, Tyrone, yep, and I heard week 10 away. That's the one I'm going to. Tyrone, of course, that's local to him. He's going to make his way over to watch that game. That's awesome. Let's go to Ty saying Sunday Night Football as well. Steel Loyal, Bengals should wear their whiteouts, and we should wear our color rushes.
Ooh, see, that would be a nice color matchup right there. I like that.
I'm gonna tell you why I hate it. And listen, no disrespect to my man Steel Loyal, but remember last year when we did the color rushes and Green Bay did their throwbacks, and it just wasn't good. The whole night was a disaster. I get a bad taste in my mouth from things like that. And again, I can just see one of these games like we're out there with our throwback or color rush. They're out there with their white uniforms. Didn't they beat us last year over there with their white uniforms or something? So I don't know.
I can't. Yeah, I think they may have. I found the rumored Christmas games.
Yes, please.
All right, so we got Christmas Eve, Texans at Eagles, or Texans Eagles. Christmas Day, 1 p.m. slate. Chicago Bears, Green Bay Packers. 4:30 game, Buffalo Bills and the Denver Broncos. Then the 8:15 slate, your Chargers versus the Seattle Seahawks.
All right, so that's what we have slated on for the Christmas time this year. As of right now, let's go here to Ty. He says, I will never miss a chance to watch 24 versus 1. Absolutely. It's always a classic matchup. Christine says this. Oh, God, that Week 10 game going to be cold as. Yeah, Week 10. What around date is that, Mike? That sounds like November.
God, it's got to be late in the year.
Sounds November-ish to me. Let's go here. It starts to get pretty damn cold for sure. Lindsay says this, Ramsey versus Chase for show. Also, the original Yinzer Joe, he says the Aints, LOL. They want to steal the international game after the Jags turned down. The Steelers down. Think they are hoping to be competitive by then. Yeah, them Aints. Tyrone says that too he better play safety, though. He can check him one-on-one. Of course, talking about Ramsey. Christine, so week 8 is not a bye. I don't know. Sosh says no. Nom is Christine. Also, Steel Loyal says they're running us into the ground this season. I do want to say what's up to Steelmatic. Steelmatic, welcome to the show. Welcome to the terrible board. Great seeing you here, my man. Welcome. Let's go to Tyrone. He says that's crazy. Most after an international game should be a bye. They should work something like that out with these international games in the buys. You know what I mean?
Like we were talking about, they should go back to the two. Each team gets 2 bye weeks.
Yeah,
and definitely if you're playing international, it's messed up for both teams.
Steel Loyal says they were throwbacks again. We better throw in the black pants or the white pants. I think the white pants obviously get a lot of people inquire about those white pants a lot because that's the way they were back in the day. Certainly early Terry Bradshaw, you could go back and find pictures of him with the white pants on. So I'm going to stay on the board, though, and continue moving in order here. Let's go to Lindsay, I think. Let's see, Lindsay, our buy was way too early last year, in my opinion. I agree. Tyrone, what's going on, G Honda? That must be Steelmatic. Welcome, sub up. We thank you for that. And Tyrone, appreciate you, sir. This is where Yinzer Joe, he brought me back to reality, Mike. And you know what? I couldn't agree with him more than what he says here. They always get excited about the Browns and their drafts up there because they always get good picks up there.
They always do. Yeah, you're picking for as many as top 10 picks that they've had.
Yeah,
you think they've won a Super Bowl by now.
You would think so. You would think that something could have happened positive for them.
God.
Christine says this. She says, "Yeah, I don't. If we don't get a bye, we will lose to the Browns at home for the first time. I don't know how long. It's been decades since that happened for sure. So the Browns could sweep us. Man, that would suck. What if we have a great year? We win a bunch of good games. We have a great record, but we have 2 Browns losses.
Fire Mike McCarthy.
It just drove me into deep depression thinking about.
I know, right? I felt like the energy got sucked out of the.
I'm not getting any more.
Yeah, way to bring us down. You had me worried about bringing the energy to the show down. Here you go doing that. Mm-hmm.
Don't you got your computer screen to mess up? I'll bring the dummy back for this, Mike. If you keep messing, let's do scoot along. Lindsay says it was crazy. Steelomatic says our defense is going to be nice. I hope that you're right. I hope Patrick Graham is able to figure out what it is and what it's going to take to make this defense what we thought it was going to be last year. We were told that they were going to be one of the best defenses ever. As a matter of fact, a lot of the preseason talk for the Steelers defense, of course, that didn't play out that way. And I know that's a hard feat to accomplish, like becoming one of the best defenses ever. I just want Patrick Graham to get this defense to where we're getting them off the field on third down or on fourth down. We're just doing the things that good defenses do from week to week.
If Patrick Graham can be the first defensive coordinator in my 45 years of being a Pittsburgh fan to cover a tight end in the middle of the field, I will personally fund the building of a statue outside of Acrisure Stadium.
Did you get a raise? What's going on with that?
I'm stealing Derpy's allowance.
Derpy. Let's go here. Let's go to Steele. He says, "Yeah, I think our defense is going to be nasty." And Graham, I trust. I so hope you're right. I hope. Listen, I hope Patrick Graham's the best defensive coordinator we ever had when it's all said and done. Wouldn't that be great? I mean, we go off of our history of having great defenses. We go off of our history of being the steel curtain. We go off of our history of Dick LeBeau. I want somebody new, Mike, to step in and be that guy and have him be the best defensive coordinator the Steelers ever had. I think that could be a lot of fun. Certainly would benefit our team. And again, Mike, if they could improve this defense to where it was, score more on offense, I think you already got 2 more wins added onto your schedule than you had last year with the 10-7 final schedule. So again, a couple things that we certainly are hopeful for there. Let's go here to Lindsay. She says, "Tortilla, why did I just realize who your profile picture is?" I missed that too for a while. It was about a week, and I was like, "Who is that? I can't tell who that is." And Mike filled me in on that.
Well, I wish I didn't know, because now every time I see Tortilla, all I see is Carson Beck eyes.
Yeah. Let's go here. Let's go to Ty said, "Damn you late, Lindsay." Let's go. Okay, so Tyrone, he said week 10 Bengals versus the Bengals. I heard Sunday Night Football. We did talk about that. Lindsay also said that, Lindsay said this: maybe Tater can go watch the Steelers in France. Maybe. I noticed the Browns ain't getting any special games, but
no,
who's keeping track? Let's scoot along a little bit. A lot of stuff to get into today. Again, the NFL schedule being released tonight, 8 o'clock on ESPN, on NFL Network, and streaming apps where they are available. So there's no reason to really miss it tonight, guys. The schedule will be released for everybody. We're going to get back into the schedule leaks in just a moment. I do want to stay caught up on the board today. Tyrone says I'll be at that game as well. The original Yinzer Joe says NFL needs to realize teams need an extra bye week after international games to prep for the next game and time adjustment. I would like to know what the conversation is behind closed doors for that in particular topic, because it has to come up. You know what I mean? These people are sitting in offices. They're not dummies. They're smart people that are getting together, putting together, assembling logistically a $1 billion business. I would like to hear what the general conversation about that is, because some of these teams do get screwed when it comes down to it, Mike, with these games where they travel and they're back to the next. Who was it? Like somebody had a Thursday game or some shit last year.
Yeah.
After a overseas game. I mean,
I forget who it was. But it's stuff like that is just asinine. Like if you have an international game, I don't care if you're the designated home team or not, you should at least have a home game.
Yeah.
The following week, and it should not be like a 1 o'clock game. It should be like a 4 o'clock game, something like that. Just make it just a little bit easier for them if you're not going to give them a bye week, because it's just some dirty work. Because these guys are creatures of habit. You're going to totally throw them outside of their comfort zone and what their bodies react to. You got to think, this is different. Everything, man. Their bodies aren't going to heal the same. They're already going to be beat up at that point in the season. Then you add in that travel time, and then you got teams sitting there just waiting for these guys. Come on now, you get the F out of here. They care about player safety, but we're going to schedule Wednesday night games, Thursday night games, overseas games, and you're back playing an early game the next week. Get the fuck out of here.
And I'm looking at. I seen the next comment, and I just started looking ahead a little bit. And this is a good question. Let me find where we're at. Right here, still loyal. I think this is where I was. Let me grab Steel real quick. He says this Steelers at Bengals in Week 10 will be Sunday Night Football for Aussie NFL. That's 5 standalone games and 4 primetime games for the Steelers. There hasn't been a Thursday night game reported yet. I don't know where I thought I saw something else. Let me go move forward. Steel Loyal says per Alan Saunders. Perhaps on this board I saw it. I don't know. Let's go here. Christine says they always beat us in Cleveland, and without a bye in Week 8, Browns will beat us at home too. They obviously gave the hardest schedule in the NFL in the AFC North. I'm sorry. What's new? One thing that I do know about our schedule. Did anybody hear this? And we spoke about it yesterday, Mike, about the division, about we're just not traveling that much this year, which is a good thing. Mike, we don't play one single game on the West Coast this year. Not one single West Coast game, Mike. We are like very bottom of the list for miles traveled.
Yeah.
Steelers are going to travel 14,000 miles this year. San Francisco is the most traveled team. The 49ers, they're going to be traveling 38,105 miles, almost 40,000 miles that the 49ers are going to be traveling this season. And again, the Steelers, 14,000. So again, if you feel that might be, maybe this is why it all evens out somewhere in the season, because here we certainly have an advantage where a team like San Francisco, more than 2 times the amount of travel that we have. Again, no games on the West Coast at all.
Yeah, I think it's like we're like the 3rd least travel or miles we have to travel in the NFL. In the NFL this year, and it helps too. Like where we're clustered too. Like all the opponents we have, man, on this schedule. Like I said, it lined up perfectly for us. We have no West Coast games. Everything's on our side of the time zone. Yeah, I'm loving it, man. We should be a well-rested team outside of the travel to Paris. Well, we should be good to go.
I agree. Let's scoot along right here. I do want to say, Cody, I want to say Mike's ego got in his way again. Got in the way again because I didn't even realize there was anything about the military in this super chat that we got. Mike just automatically went to where it was about him and posted that on the screen. Let me grab what Cody really said in his super chat. He said this money is dedicated to the brave men and women that was wasted dying trying to save Mike. I kind of get more of a military feel from that, Mike. But again, it really felt like you as it came up on the board. All right.
What about me? Yeah, you know how many men and brave women laid down their lives to save me from my porn addiction.
Tyrone says classic Cody. Steele says laugh my ass off, Mike. Let's go a little bit more down the road. Cody says nope, that was a shot. That was a shot. All right. Tyrone, Christine, you worry me too much. One game at a time. Tyrone says you got a dummy hamster. you got a dummy hamster. Cody, let's go here to Sosh. Sosh says I'm a bit scared to chat after Mike yelled at me twice. Mike, what are you doing?
I apologized 17 times yesterday to Sosh. I even hand wrote a personal apology that is being sent in the mail to Switzerland as we speak.
This is Mike. He scares us all. He scares people away.
But yet Cody is still here.
Well, let's do scoot along here. Tortilla, he says, don't take the bait, Mike. Don't take the bait. Let's go to Lindsay. She says, that's funny as fuck. I never saw. Mike's. We actually got 2 dummies. We have one of each of us, actually.
Ryan has stolen my dummy. I don't know what he's doing to my dummy. I hear cries every night coming from my dummy whenever I'm here late at the studio working. I'm worried about what's happening to my dummy.
We do have 2 of them. We got them early. As a matter of fact, in the very first season, we did get dummies that resemble us. Just haven't worked them back into the show for a while. Let's go. Happy birthday to Yinzer Joe. Christine says, Steel Loyal says the Steelers will reportedly not play on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve in 2026 per Alan Saunders. That's what I was reading too. And again, some of these people do have the Buccaneers slated in at Christmas. I don't have that. However, I will take your word on that. Let's scoot up here to Yinzer Joe. He says Weegan takes the first play kickoff to the house for the season opener against the Falcons. That would be great. And here's the thing, Mike. What are we going to get with these cookie cutter white guys? And again, you know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the guys that kind of come out of nowhere. The Patriots really utilized this player. The Danny Woodheads, the Danny Amendolas. These guys were never really Wes Welker, who was one of the best receivers in the league while playing with Tom Brady, goes to Miami. He becomes nothing. I'm wondering if any of these cookie cutter white guys that are coming up, Mike Arwegian and of course Eli in the last pick of our draft, are any of these guys going to be special? Like some of those guys were. And I think it comes down to coaching ultimately, Mike. I think if you take one of these two guys and put them on that Bill Belichick's coach team, I think they could probably be special as well. I wonder if we're going to be able to do something to make one of these two guys special, to have that kind of player on our team as well, kind of under the radar. You don't really focus on him, but at the end of the day, you've seen these guys are successful when coached right, I think.
I think little Eli in the 7th round has the best chance out of the two to be something special. Legion looks for me right now just to be a returner. I mean, the guy's like smaller than Calvin Austin. And we cried about having him out there playing meaningful reps at wide receivers. I think he's just going to be a returner. If he can be something special, that's going to be awesome. But I think little Eli, I think he has the chance to be one of those breakout kind of guys. I know everyone's salivating. Oh my God, he's just like a CMC.
Yeah, I don't see that.
Same height, weight, and they did the drills the same. One of them played football at a very, very high level.
Listen, I'm the same height. I'm the same height and weight as Dave Chappelle. That don't mean I'm a fucking comedian.
Yeah. Like, let's pump the brakes on the Heidenreich. Yeah, it's a good story. Let's see him out there before we start, saying, "Oh my God, is he our CMC?" Pump the brakes there, but I think he has the biggest chance, just because based off of like what you saw he did at Navy. Yes, it was a gimmicky offense, so therefore, he was able to do certain things that caught teams off guard. But let's see what he can do, and I think he can be that guy. He's not going to be our number one option for anything. He can get lost in the shuffle out there when you're having to look at all the other guys you have to guard. He might get favorable matchups, so I think that's going to play into advantage for us and him, and he should be able to be eventually that type of guy.
Yeah. Here's the thing. Listen, Roman Wilson didn't pan out after 2 seasons. People are thinking a little Eli's going to come along and be a piece. In that sense, I disagree. I don't think he's going to be a piece as far as the wide receiver room goes. I think he's very low, maybe the very bottom of the totem pole when you're talking about the wide receiver room at this point. But again, if he could become something special on the return team, Mike, that is one of the most valuable things that you could find. If you could find somebody that plays to that high level while returning punts, while returning kicks, that's just I forgot where I was going because I'm reading messages. I apologize. That's where I was going. If he could become that guy on special teams, that's just as valuable as having a qualified 5 or 6 receiver, Mike, because this guy's touching the ball every game. This guy's returning kicks. This guy's returning punts. I think his value is certainly right there. It's in special teams. Yeah. He should focus on that. The Steelers should focus on that. And I think this is where if he gets a break, it's going to be by way of special teams.
Yeah, and that's how it should be. I'm not counting on any offensive output from him at all. If we get some, awesome. To me, that's A+. If we get any special team or offensive output from Legion,
you know what I'm talking about. Sommer says he's a running back, of course, but put him on the depth chart. Where is he at? Is he ahead of Caleb Johnson? I don't think he is. I think he finds his way on the field by way of special teams.
Yeah.
Let's scoot along here a little bit on the terrible board. Let's go to, and he may get reps, but I doubt it. That wide receiver, who knows? We will see. Let's go here. Tyrone says happy birthday to Yinzer Joe. Of course, Steele says so. The Tampa Bay was a rumor, as far as we know.
That's what it's looking like.
Steele says no longer true. Lindsay says we definitely will be playing the Ravens the last game of the year. Again, that seems to be how it always works out. Steele Loyal, don't steal my prediction. Yinzer Joe. Tyrone says F those Ravens, man. F those Ravens. Steele Loyal says I've been saying that. Christmas game day away. He's asking, dude is asking on the board, is that going to be an away game? We don't know. Also, Mike, and I thought I saw it somewhere and I passed it up on accident. Every single one of these international games are on different weeks. Is that how it's been? Didn't it seem like there was multiple games Like one in France and one in I don't remember.
I know, like the one year, I think they had like competing games on at like different times, like like a morning game, then like or an afternoon game, then a night game. But now I think they're all just they rotate them now, one a day.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing, Mike, because September 10 is the first game, the one in Australia. September 27 is the next one, October 4, October 11, October 18, October 25, November 8, November 15. So they're all in different weeks entirely. And maybe that's the way it was. Maybe I'm just remembering incorrectly, which is totally possible. Let's go here to no Christmas game. It was a fake rumor. Steele was saying back to dude. Christine says, my kids have no choice. They would be scared not to. Love it. I love that. Steele Loyal says, we don't have a Christmas game this year. Sauce says this. He says, remember primetime games were 2:20 a.m. for me. The NFL scheduling back-to-back primetime games for us is diabolical. He says, Lindsay says, I don't want to see those khaki pants again. Please change it. They're not only ugly, they're disturbing. They're disturbing. Sometimes people wear clothes that are just disturbing. Those are disturbing to me. I don't know why. Those tan khakis, Mike, that they wore with the with the throwback last year.
I liked them, brother. What can I say?
You like the tan ones, huh?
You give me the tan. Give me the tans. Give me the bumblebees. The uglier, the better.
All right. Let's go to Steel Loyal. He says those were our throwbacks. They used their color rush. Let's go Steel Loyal. I want our color rush back. Raul, what's up, Raul? Great seeing you on the terrible board as always. Raul says Brown fans are happy they got a preseason primetime game. That always makes me think of, and you've seen on many things, maybe Family Guys might have, where I've seen it lately, though, where Ringo from the Beatles would write a song and take it to the other guys. And, everybody knows John Lennon and Paul McCartney, and they take his song. They're like, oh, yeah, that's nice. And then they put it behind other things, like on the refrigerator. They like hang it underneath something else. Yes, it's great. We'll use it. And then hang it right on the refrigerator, like behind other things. That's the way I feel about the Browns. Yeah, you could play primetime and then stick them on preseason. Let's go to Joe. He says they should never move the Ravens and Steelers off of a Sunday night game. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. Christine says this. Nobody should ever have to see those khaki pants ever again, Lindsay. And I couldn't agree more. My God, they were, as I said, just disturbing. They were disturbing because they're skin colorish in a way. And they're just, I don't know. There's just something I didn't dig about them. I did not dig about those pants. Let's go here. Kind of like when the Ravens wear their leggings. I hate those black pants that the Ravens wear that they fit like leggings fit women. I hate those pants. I hate them. Their asses are always popping out the back. Let's go here. Lindsay says, right, they were terrible. Steel Loyal says, if we were those throwbacks again, we better throw in the black pants. Yes, still agree is what Lindsay is saying. Corey, don't drink that. He says this. Every coach we've had since Noel has won a Super Bowl, so I think McCarthy's age, he's going to win another one sooner than later, and then later. So between this year and next year, we'll be winning one. That would be fantastic. That would be fantastic.
Would be nice. Would be awesome, actually.
You got to think about it. You figure Chuck Noll came into a disaster, and he ended up getting it done in about 5 years. I think, 74? It was about at least 5 years because he came in the late 60s. Coach Cowher was handled a better situation. He was in the Super Bowl in about 3 years, and Coach T was handled a pretty good situation, and he was in a couple years. So maybe, just maybe, Mike, this front end success on our coaches' careers could carry over to Coach McCarthy, and we could get a Super Bowl appearance here a little earlier than most people would think, I guess.
It'd be nice, we're building in the right direction, and hopefully, a year or two we can put it together and capitalize on it.
Absolutely. Let's go here. Rose says, bring back the bumblebees. Boy, those are one of that you either love or you hate, huh?
I love the bumblebees.
Let's go to Lindsay. I would like to see us in all white one time. That used to be a uniform. It was pretty lame. If you go back and look it up, I mean, it's what it is. It's all white, but they did use that, and I wouldn't hate it either, just because, again, I haven't seen white pants in my life. Steel Loyal says, I'm all for the bringing back the jailbreak unis, Mike. There you go. There's your bumblebees there, the jailbreak unis. Steel Loyal, our record in the jailbreak unis was nasty. Was it good nasty or was it bad nasty? It was good nasty, right?
I think it's good nasty.
Good. Christine says, I know I just depressed myself too with that comment. I'm sorry. Of course, the Browns comment she's talking about. Tyrone says TJ will get 2 sacks week 1. I remember the last time 90 played the Falcons, and I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I think if he comes out really and sets the tone early, that will help a lot of people's opinions on TJ at this point in his career. Let's go to Tortilla. He says the Browns could beat us 17 times in a row and we'd still be ahead of them. Absolutely. Absolutely. Lindsay says, don't even mention TJ today. Hey, we complimented. I said, I hope he does well in week 1. Cody says, damn, 45 years. This motherfucker old as dirt. Mike met Burger King when he was a prince.
Who do you think crowned his ass?
Let's go to Steelmatic. He says, Tyrone, I'm concerned about Tyrone, bro. I'm concerned about our online. Let's go here. Tortilla says, if the Browns went overseas, they'd get lost. Yes, I'm sure they would. Vegas, always great seeing Vegas. Oh, away from Las Vegas. What's up, brother? My man. He says, will there ever be a week where every game is held overseas? This is what I thought. I thought I caught on the side of my eye before when I was talking about that. Will there ever be a week where every game is held overseas?
That would be 16. Have to find 16 cities for an international.
I bet you could find 16 cities.
Probably.
I mean, because all those European cities, they have the main city, and then they all kind of have that secondary big city as well. You know, I don't know. Who knows? Maybe. Who knows what we'll see one day. Cody says, Tyrone is bad luck. I don't want my team looking at that face while they're playing football. Put him in the closet. To the closet, Cody. Cody the Mush is what we'll call him from now on, of course. I think that guy was Frankie the Mush or something. Larry the Mush. Somebody that was a mush. Of course, the movie A Bronx Tale. Ty says this. I don't know why. G Honda, we was ranked 7th last year, and we got Max and Dunker, and we're much better. Tyrone says this. He says Troy left tackle, left guard Dunker, Frazier center, right guard McCormick, our team Max. Mike, I seen this morning. I thought it was interesting. It's from PFF, however, and you know I hate PFF, but PFF, Mike, this was something they had written in their page, Mike. That PFF says this: Mason McCormick, he could possibly be one of the next great linemen, Mike. And I think what they were saying is he kind of came in. He didn't have the clout that a lot of these good offensive linemen have coming out of college. He got thrown into the Wolves, doing damn good. Started from day one. He's still starting by going into his 3rd season and has been pretty successful. Now, with PFF saying he's going to be one of the next great offensive linemen, I don't know. But I do know this, Mike. He's certainly a lot better than I think anybody could have even hoped for. Of course, when the injuries we were dealing with, he got thrown into the Wolves and ended up. You're right, Sommer. Great is a stretch, and that's why I hate PFF. But at the end of the day, what he's able to accomplish, I think, was, again, pretty damn great. And nobody would have expected Mason McCormick to. Mike, there's no complaints. There's no problems at all, even till this point. 2 whole seasons as a rookie.
For somebody, because he was that first year, that was supposed to be his year, get acclimated to the NFL because he was a smaller school guy. But then the injury to James Daniels in really early in the year, we had to put this crazy young kid in there because you can see he has the athletic ability. He has that nasty streak to be a mauler on that offensive line. And I'm excited to see how he's going to do with this new coaching staff because we saw what he did, with Pat Mears got out of him, and he's not the highly regarded O-line coach. And we saw improvement year over year with him, and I'm expecting a big jump this year for Mason McCormick, just for the playing time and experience and working with Camden and Jari Evans. I think his game might get unlocked to a new level because he has that energy. He has the athleticism and he has the nastiness to him to where I think he'd be a very good O-line. They call him a great Offensive lineman, I think that's a big stretch, but I think he'd be a damn
And
good
we
guard
don't know.
that
At
can
the
sit
end of
there
the
for
day,
the
it
next
could
7 to
possibly
10
happen.
years.
But I agree. I do want to cut you off, though. I want to say, Yinzer Joe did pop in. He says, I want to say thanks to everyone before for the birthday wishes before I go. Thanks again. Thank you, Yinzer Joe. You're
Yeah,
the
man.
man.
Have a good one, brother.
Have a great birthday, sir. I hope things go well for you, and I hope the schedule makes you smile, makes you happy for your birthday tonight. Don't forget 8 o'clock tonight. That is being released. We'll be back tomorrow, Yinzer Joe, to talk about it and get into it in its entirety. So have a great one, my friend. Happy birthday to you. Stay safe. Be good. Don't get yourself in any trouble, my friend. We'll see you later, Joe. Let's continue on the board. Let's go here. I like what I'm seeing because, yeah, I'm going to go right to it. Raul says Browns are already a 7-point underdog to Kent State.
Golden Flash, baby.
There you go. Christine, she says this. So based on a 2025 opponent wins-loss records, the Cleveland Browns have the easiest. And you know what? That's expected. Let me finish. I'm sorry. Have the easiest 2026 schedule in the AFC North in the NFL, and that's how it's designed. If you win in first, if you're in first place, you finish in first, you get the first place schedule, which is the first place teams from the two conferences or two divisions in the AFC that you're not facing, and then also in the NFC, it gets you the first place team from the division you are facing. Or I'm sorry, that's 100% wrong. It gives you the first place team from the oddball division because we play, of course, that division over there. So three games are the big difference in everybody's schedule. The Browns, of course, they get the last place teams from the AFC East, from the AFC West, and from the NFC East. We get the first place teams from the AFC East, the AFC West, and the NFC East. So we get the Patriots, the Broncos, and the Eagles. That's how that plays out. Go down the list. The Ravens would get the second place teams from those three divisions. And obviously the Bengals get the third place teams from all those divisions. Outside of that, you're getting your division twice each time. You know that. You're getting the AFC South this year, which means you get that whole division, and the NFC South, that whole division. So that's how it's very easy to figure the schedule out when it's all said and done. You just don't know which week they're going to be playing. But it like I said, as the season finishes, you could figure out the schedule pretty easy because it just goes in order. Next year is going to be, after this season, we'll be playing the NFC West and the AFC West, and then we'll be playing wherever we finish in the NFC North. So say we finish first this year, we'll get the first place team from the NFC North, also the first place from those two Western divisions. So that's how it plays out. It's rather simple to figure it out. Let's just continue on the board, though. So a lot going on. I do want to say thank you, everybody, today. I know everyone's excited. Everyone's chomping at the bit. They want to get this schedule out tonight, 8 o'clock. Tortilla says the National Foreign Language, NFL. Steelmatic says that Tyrone, but our O-line versus those elite defenses, that's an issue with me too, Steelmatic. This is why I'm kind of counting on new coaching, because Houston is not going to be easy for us. Cleveland with that defense is not going to be easy for us, as they beat us 13-6 last year in the game up in Cleveland. So at the end of the day, we have to learn to beat top-tier defenses. And again, I think under the new coaching staff is the best opportunity. Not bad-mouthing the last guy. I'm just saying a change of way of doing things could possibly lead to success in that area. Let's go to Corey. Corey, don't drink that. Corey says this. I think we'll have a Thursday night game against the Ravens this year for sure. It might be a Thanksgiving Day. I think they already got all three Thanksgiving Day games. We got Black Friday, Corey.
Yep.
We got Black Friday, so we will not get a Thanksgiving game. Let's see. The Black Friday game that I have on my schedule is against the Broncos. The Broncos at home, 3:00 p.m. on Black Friday is at least what the leaks say right now. We'll be able to confirm or not confirm later on tonight when that officially comes out. But as of right now, we have the Broncos on Black Friday. So no Thanksgiving games this year for us. Mike, let's go to Cody. He says, we only play the Browns on Thursday. Duh, everyone knows that. They only play us in weird situations, and that's how they win. Remember the snow globe game 2 seasons ago, Mike? Come on, we should have won that game.
That's some weird-ass bullshit.
Cody says, I'm sorry, Tyrone, we will be fine. Trust me on that, he's saying. All right, let's go here. Steel Loyal says at Honda there was a every O line last year. That was every O line last year. No O line guy had a good game against Houston, and he's right. Steel is right, but we also do have to figure out how to get better in those games. We certainly have to improve. There's no way that we can continue on that same path as far as the way that we play against those defenses. And you're not going to score a lot more points. Don't get me wrong. We're not going to score 40 points against these defenses if we improve. We just got to be able to do better. What we did, obviously, we weren't even on the same field as those guys last year. Cody, Thursday versus the Browns. Vegas says if we didn't go to France, our travel schedule would be really low. I know. Cody, does anyone know the amount of rest between games? I'm sure we could figure that out eventually here. Christine says in sharp football analysis project, the Bengals have the 30th easiest schedule in the NFL, followed by the Browns and the 4th, which tells you that they are the worst team in the league. That's usually how that plays out. And they were what number? Were they number one? No, Raiders were number one last year in the draft. Right here, Lindsay says, "Damn, everyone's always yelling at people. Damn, Vanilla."
I didn't yell at. I haven't yelled in weeks.
Remember that guy? We had a guy real early on in the show, and some of you guys might remember some of the OGs. Remember Ron Navy? He was such a dedicated viewer of the show. He was here every day. He was always commenting, doing and saying nice things, helping out in little ways. Mike scares him away. Who else? I think we had Brian. Brian was a helper on the show. He was actually on the show. Mike yells at him, scares him away. Who else? Mike, this is the list that you should be working on. Make a list of the people that you scare away. I think people want to hear that. Yeah, please go ahead. He has no answer. Look,
I have no answer. All I know is I am the verbal assassin or verbal terror. I'm a verbal terrorist. I was called a verbal terrorist.
Oh, you're a terrorist, all right. I'm trying to think. I think there was somebody else you scared away too. Wasn't it more recently?
Yeah.
Who was that? I don't remember.
Must not have been that important then.
I'll remember. Believe me, it's just not going to come to me right now. It is going to bug me. I think you know who it is. That's the thing.
See, okay. We're thank you, Tortilla.
For every person Mike scares he tracks 3. Well, if that was the case.
If that was the case, we definitely got to get rid of Cody because I think we could get more than 3 for Cody.
I don't know. I don't know.
Cody's like a cockroach. He's never going to leave. You know what? The world's going to end. There's going to be Twinkies, cockroaches, and Cody.
Yeah, I dig.
And the cockroaches would still be smarter.
Oh. And we wonder how you scared these people away. We'll never be able to figure that out. But let's move on the board. Cody says, Lindsay, Mike always yelling at everyone, usually about Deontay. Yeah, you yell at me all the time too. I'm too dumb. I'm too dumb to go away, Mike. But there he is. He says you yell about Deontay Johnson, which again I think that we all know that to be true.
5th greatest receiver of all time in Steeler history.
Cody says, Mike, I'm sorry. Tyrone says, I know you ain't talking. Lindsay, shut the fuck up, Tyrone. Shut the fuck up, Tyrone. Christine.
And I yell at people.
Well, you do. Let's go here to, Lindsay says, catching strays. That's what's going on there. Christine says, Steelers face the toughest schedule within the AFC North as they take on the 2025 playoff teams, including the Jags, the Patriots, Broncos, Texans, Eagles. That is correct, yes. That is 100% correct. And again, I think we'll be all right. Those teams don't scare me. It isn't like we're playing the number 1 Kansas City Chiefs team from a couple years ago. It's so some of these teams I'm okay with. Yes, the Eagles are going to be tough. Yes, the Texans will be tough. Panthers I'm not afraid of. Jaguars I'm not afraid of. The Patriots we beat last year. Took us 5 turnovers to do it, but Broncos I'm not really scared of them either. So this year's first place schedule doesn't really scare me, Mike.
It does not. I'm looking at the schedule for what the games that we have. I'm like, depending on where our bye week is, I'm liking our schedule.
Yeah, I'm not scared of this first place schedule, which a lot of times you are.
Yeah.
Let's say we got another division. We could be playing the Rams if we played the NFC West. We could be playing again if the Chiefs were good, which they usually are. Getting them in the AFC West from a first round game. That won't be the case, obviously. And even back when the Patriots were good all the time, I'm like, if you finished in first, you knew you were getting the Patriots the following year if that wasn't your division.
Yeah.
So I don't hate this group of teams.
No.
I'm looking at them, and I Philly scares me because we've never beat them in Philadelphia.
But there's like a handful of good teams, handful of bad teams, and then in the middle is like every other team that they're more or less the same. There's so many teams that are, we want to say, oh, we're mid right now. You can say that for a lot of the NFL. There's a lot of teams that are mid. There's a lot stuck in the middle. You have like 4 really good teams, probably like 6 or 7 really shit teams, then everyone else sandwiched there in the middle. And that's where we are. And that's where a lot of our schedule is coming from. Those teams that are sandwiched in the middle that happen to win a division. So it's really like a not that daunting of a schedule.
We do some more things we're gonna get into today. Do keep hanging out. I'm gonna try to catch up a little bit here on the board, Mike. We're gonna get back to this league schedule. I want to talk about the teams that aren't on the schedule yet. Of course, we could speculate a little bit. We'll get into that here in just a second. Lindsay says, "I haven't yelled in a minute. You want it? You want it? Do you really want all that going on?" Lindsay wants to know. She says this. She follows up by saying, "You and Cody keep testing me thin." Tyrone says, "Nope, you scared me. I'm good." At least he's honest. An honest man is the best kind of man. Mark Malone in the house. What is up, Mark Malone? The legend right there on the board. He says Himmler Heinrich has potential.
Jesus Christ.
Himmler Heinrich has potential. Mark Malone.
That gets my game ball.
Hey, all right, you got a game ball from Mike.
Anytime you could take a pasty little white guy from the Navy and link him to what happened over there in the 1940s, that's a game ball. Jesus Christ.
Let's go to Steelmatic. He says Eli Heinrich. He says, of course, Cody. Cody says, me. What did I do? What did I do, Cody? Never nothing. Innocent as the driven snow he is. Let's go to Steelmatic again. He says, and Weegan. Tyrone. We got 2 good returners. Also, Somber, Weegan, and Calvin are the same on height, and Weegan has weight on him. Gotcha. Somber, great seeing you, dude. Always great seeing Somber from the Los Angeles area. Somber. Let's go to Lindsay. Those damn reels of me yelling, if you want, you can get it. Absolutely. Mike, we might have a new notification here. Lindsay has, let me see what she has. She has reels of her yelling. We have to get our hands on that.
Yes, we do.
We have to get our hands on that. That could also be something we work into the super chat notifications we've been talking about. Let's go right here. Navy didn't have an easy schedule. People, they didn't still. I agree, but still, it's Navy. You know what I mean?
Offense.
What's that?
For me, it's a gimmicky offense.
Right. It's very gimmicky. It's different. You're not going to see that kind of offense anywhere in the NFL. It's it's different. It's successful because not everybody uses it. You have to uproot your whole entire defense to play that kind of defense, and it's only one game. So for that reason, again, it's sus to me. But you're right, it's not as easy as scheduled as a lot of people think. Somber, same height, of course. Back to his message. Ty, those were funny as fuck. Cody says you just single me out because I'm black. Of course, Cody. That's always why we single you out. You know this.
You know me, Cody. That's why I do it.
Lindsay says y'all both can come wash my dishes. Lindsay says yes, Cody. That's why. I'm going to grab a couple more, Mike, and we're going to get back into some stuff here. Somber, Eli isn't even doing. Of course, he's not. I made that mistake earlier. I apologize. Cody says, "Oh man, that's too funny." Tortilla says, "Wide receiver 1 don't return kicks." Cody says, "I didn't think you saw those." Steel Loyal says, "Unless you're AB." Christine says, "Warren Sharp releases projected strength of schedule rankings in these 1 through 32 ranking from the easiest to the hardest schedule. The Steelers rank 18. Lindsay says, "I was working out. I saw it later." A couple more. Let me grab a couple more. Steelmatic says this AB was all purpose. Yeah, absolutely. Into Joe, I think it was Arthur Smith's offense that didn't work for the Roman. I think he'll have an opportunity to get better and play ball under McCarthy, which I think rightfully so. I just, again, the fact that he was just totally shut down. They just shut him down. They just shut him down entirely. That was the head scratcher for me. Somber says this. He's the new Gainwell. Mark that down. What's up to Pez Avante? What's up, man? Great seeing you back on the board. Always great seeing you here at the show. Pez says this. Practice squad RB. Lou Nichols is a better running back than Caleb. No initial burst. Johnson. I don't disagree. I mean, if you ask Mike, he would probably tell you that is my same opinion. I don't love Brandon Johnson, but I seen something in Lou Nickel. I agree with you on that, Pez.
He did show a whole hell of a lot better burst.
Absolutely. He has a burst. Lou Nichols, man, in the middle of the field last year, I can remember 3 big plays in the preseason where he just busted it. Yes, the competition that you're playing at that point in the game isn't great, but Johnson I've seen nothing. I've seen nothing from him that I love. I like a couple things. I don't love nothing from him yet.
There's been nothing to really wow you.
Let's go here. Roman better than AB. Ty, I can see that somber. Cody, Roman better than JPJ. Tyrone says, we're not doing this today, dude. We're just not doing it today, Cody. Lindsay, Roman wide receiver 1. Ty, Cody says, touchdowns talk. Touchdowns talk. Bullshit runs. Let's go here. Cody says, they say Roman scored easy on JPJ back in the old Big Ten. Let's go to Cody. He says, Mike looks like he's ready to play some semi-pro. Going to get a motherfucking scholarship. Get a motherfucking scholarship. Name that movie. Mike, I think you could name this movie. He's going to get a motherfucking scholarship. I think you can name it because we talked about this movie recently. Not that part. But I think if you think hard enough, you might be able to get it. Danny McBride, Pineapple Express.
Oh, my God. That movie is so great.
Yes. Let's scoot along here a little bit. Let's go to Christine. I was calling the tan khakis pussy pants. They made us look like a bunch of girly ass losers. I hated them. I hated them, especially Muth. They looked like his skin color, and it just made me. It's disgusted me every time I see Muth out there with his tan pants on. I hated them. I hated them pants. Let's go here. Let's go to. Black would have been so much better. Lindsay's saying, maybe black. Mike, I haven't put that in consideration much. Maybe the black would look nice. I don't. Were they in a Color Rush uniform once? Black pants, or we've always gone with the.
No, we've always had for Color Rush is black on black.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go to somber. Beige pants are fine, just not with the gold jersey. Lindsay agrees. Lindsay follows it up by saying black would have been so much better. Tortilla, the white pants, yellow helmet combo. You know what? You're right. They did have white pants for a brief moment with those yellow helmets. I was wrong earlier when I said that they didn't. Cody says, Christine, right? If you're going to wear some khakis, they need to be shorts with the belt tucked down, and some kind of high socks. Steel Loyal says Corvette owner starter pack.
Holy shit!
The socks with the three stripes along the top. You know the socks I'm talking about. Your mother used to put them on you too. Let's go to Cody. He says, get you a muscle short with some locks. Maybe some tattoos going on. Christine says this. Speaking of tattoos, a lot of great tattoos Christine has. She says, oh my God, our Monday night game is going to be away in Jacksonville. What I have is away in Jacksonville, week 14. Let me grab 2 more. I'm going to grab 2 more, and we're going to get back to this. Let's go here to what? I don't know. Where are we? I'm going to go here. Cody says, I thought Vegas was from Scottsdale. Oh, I don't know. Maybe. I thought he was from Vegas. Let's go to Christine. So December 14 on Monday night, Jacksonville gets to play us in Jacksonville in the warmth. Yeah, I would have liked to have that here as well. Somber, of course, great as a stretch for McCormick. Mason McCormick sucks is what Cody is saying. Yinzer Joe, we always, of course, he did leave. Happy birthday to him. All right, let's get back to it, Mike. I only have 3 more games on my league schedule. Again, if there's anything else that's came up in the meantime, if there's anything that you see that I'm blatantly missing, do not be afraid to tell me, correct me, inform me, because this is where we're at, Mike. I have 9, 10, and 11. Weeks 9, 10, and 11, I don't have anything.
I had like week 10. I'm seeing potentially Bengals or at the Bengals for Sunday Night Football.
Okay, so that Bengals one is one we did talk about, so that could
Yeah.
potentially be in there as well. So let me get to week 12, week 13, and week 14, Mike. These three we do have slotted in here. Of course, week 12 is the Black Friday game. The Black Friday game, of course, the day after Thanksgiving. This is a 3 p.m. start. It's at Pittsburgh, and it's the AFC West winners from last season, the Denver Broncos, traveling here. That's a plus. We don't have to go up to the thin air play. You got to take the advantages where you could get them. Denver coming here, Mike, for a 3 p.m. game on Black Friday. That is the week 12 game that I do have on the leaked schedule as of right now.
Yeah, I'm loving it. I do not have to stand in line at 5 a.m. for a TV. I'll be standing in line down at the fucking stadium to get in, Bubba, for Black Friday. I'm fired up, brother. We get a Black Friday game. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll take a Black Friday game. Didn't we have something like that a couple years ago when we had like 3 games like within 10 days, I think?
Yeah, we had 3 games in 10. We had it in the COVID year, and then we had it in the year when TJ Watt shit the bed down the stretch.
And didn't that play into the wasn't Black Friday involved in that in some capacity?
No, we had it was Christmas Day.
That's what it was, Christmas Day. That's what I'm thinking. Next, Mike. So week 13 on the list, I have the Steelers on Sunday night at home hosting the Houston Texans. Which again, I guess if you're going to get the Texans, I guess get them at home. Obviously, we've seen what happened to us in January. It wasn't good. But if again you're trying to find what can play to your advantage in any way that you can, a defense like Houston, Mike, we get them right now. As far as I know, Sunday Night Football. That is the week 13 game. And finally,
the Texans. A rematch, baby.
Wait, hold on. That delay was so crazy that I could tell that you weren't paying attention at all to what was being said.
I got caught on reading the chat. I'm sorry.
I do that all the time.
I'm my bad, brother.
I do it all the time. Let's go, Mike. Yes, the Texans, of course, week 13, we're talking about the Steelers hosting the Texans on Sunday Night Football. So Black Friday, Sunday night, and then the next game I have on my list is a Monday night game. So before we get into that, thoughts on the Texans coming back to the Berg, Mike, first time since January 14 of 2026.
Yeah, if our O-line can hold out against that D-line, I think we have a chance. Like, the Texans' offense, I don't think really improved that much this offseason.
I don't either.
Like CJ Stroud's been getting worse and worse. Their O-line has been getting worse and worse. So we should have a chance, which is kind of weird because they have like one of the most underrated receivers in the NFL, and Nico Collins. Like, that offense should be a pretty good offense, but that line sucks ass. And if our D line improves, or if our defense improves, we should be able to hang with them. And it'll come down to like which defense will make a play and which quarterback will shit the bed. And if we have Aaron Rodgers and he's can have some time back there more than he did against them in the playoffs, this should be a win for the Steelers. But right now I'm leaning towards the Texans taking this one. But we got a long ways to go for this one. But I think it's going to be a really good game.
You know what? Listen, if I'm going to sit down at the beginning of the year and go through the teams and the games that I think we're going to win and the games we're going to lose, I think that I give the Texans a win against us this year just because the way the things played out last year. I'm not saying that we can't improve. I'm not saying that we can't win this football game. I think that, we ultimately can somehow. But if I was going to go through all the games and say who I thought we're probably going to lose to, I think I would have Philadelphia in my loss column. I think I'd have Houston in my loss column, teams like this. So, again, I don't love the Houston matchup, but you knew it was coming. We're playing the AFC South. So there you go. They're coming here. It's going to be Sunday night. That is going to be the Week 13 game. And then, Mike, the very last game that I have on my league schedule. Beyond this, Week 15, the rest of the way, I don't have any games on my league schedule. I'll turn to you to see if you have any in just a moment. But, Mike, in Week 14, of course, was talked about on the board so far. The Steelers at Jacksonville on Monday Night Football is the Week 14 game I have on my leaked schedule as of right now.
Yeah, that's all I'm seeing right now too, brother, is that's the last leak I saw for the Steelers. So I'm kind of concerned. I think we might have a Week 4 bye week. I can see the NFL fucking us over.
And that's
with
kind of
how many primetime games we have late in the season. I can see them going, we're going to give you bye week 4. Like, I think
I hate that. That's terrible.
I know. I think there's an opening for Week 9 or Week 11, somewhere in that range would be perfect for us. but I have a feeling we're going to see week 4 bye week for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Remember 2 years ago, Mike, when we didn't see an AFC North team until week 11? It was a week 9 or week 10 bye then as well. Because you remember we played the Commanders, had the week off, and then after that, we finally started playing those AFC North games. So I'm glad we don't see anything like that, but I do hate the idea of the game being the bye week being so early, because again, you get a bye week in week 4. If you plan on playing in February, that's a long run for you to play from week 5 all the way to mid-February. If in fact that's the
way it is, and you have the travel, and you have all those primetime games, like a back-to-back-to-back primetime games. It's looking like, or there might be after week 10, there might be a potential bye week in there, but that one wouldn't be too bad. To have one way late in the season would be awesome, but I just have this sinking feeling we're going to get screwed with week 4 bye week.
I'm just jumping ahead real quick here. I do want to say Steel Loy. I don't use PFF either. I cut them out 2 years ago, but every once in a while something does come down my stream on social media, and it's like, oh, that's semi-interesting. Excuse me. That's why I did have that information about Mason McCormick earlier. I don't like PFF at all. I think that it's a bunch of bullshit. Let's do Scoot, Mike. So between that is my last game that I have on my league schedule here. So 15, 16, 17, 18, anything after week 14, I have nothing down right now. However, guys, in just 5 hours and 36 minutes, they will be releasing the schedule tonight. The NFL will release their schedule. The Steelers will know in its entirety who we play this year. The NFL will know its entirety who they will play this year. That is all coming tonight, Mike. Another big NFL day, another big Steeler day, if you will, in the off season, Mike. Again, last time we played a game was already 4 months ago. So come on, we're blowing through these big dates and blowing through the off season.
We are, man. We free agency got here. It went by in a blur. The draft got here. It went by in a blur. And now schedule release day is here, and it's going by in a blur. Next thing you know, OTAs will be gone in a blur. Next thing you know, we'll be sitting in training camp, brother.
Next thing you know, Aaron Rodgers will be out there giving his first down signal when we do the tush push and get the first down. So that is what we got right now, guys. As we speak, again, it's not 100. Some of these games are endorsed by Adam Schefter and by Ian Rappaport, but some of them, guys, do be just be cautious, because sometimes they will throw one in or two in there or so that that isn't correct. But this is what we know right now. Again, it may not be 100% right, but that is what we have. Let me go through these games just once here real quick in case you did not catch the whole set. Mike, week 1, Steelers hosting the Falcons, which I predicted that game. I swear to you, on Tuesday, just 2 days ago, I told you it was going to be the Falcons at home, but that's beside the point. Week 3, Steelers hosting the Bengals is what I got. Mike, week 6, Steelers hosting the Colts. Week 7, Steelers Saints in Paris. Week 8, Steelers hosting the Browns. When did you say that second Bengals game was?
Week 10.
Week 10?
I believe.
Also, week 12, the Steelers will be hosting the Broncos on Black Friday. Steelers will be hosting the Texans on week 13 on Sunday Night Football. And finally, the Steelers playing away at Jacksonville for Monday Night Football on in week 14. So again, we're hoping, just so we're not wasting our breath, that a majority of this is correct, but the rest of the games you may see some leak between now and 8 o'clock. Again, but be cautious. You're just not 100% sure until you're 100% sure. Let's get back on. I want to do this as well, Mike. So these are some teams that we still do have to see on our schedule, as everything is being said that has just been said. The Titans will be on our schedule. I don't see them yet. Philadelphia on the schedule. They are not in any league shit for us. The Buccaneers, they're in about 3 different leagues, and I don't trust any of them. Not sure when we're going to be playing the Buccaneers, but so far, all 3 of those games are going to be road games. The New England Patriots, Mike, some people saying early on, that is also a road game. Let me get to the home opponents for the Steelers this year. We do know when the Falcons is. We do know the Colts. Denver, I think we talked about Denver.
Yeah, Black Friday.
Black Friday for Denver. The Panthers will also be a home game, Mike. So a couple more games, and then of course all of the division games, 6 games all together, 3 on the road, 3 at home against our division foes, the Ravens, the Browns, and the Bengals. So that is what is going on with that. I know that everybody's excited to see how we're going to do already today. I see Tyrone's going to this game, Christine's going to that game. So this is a big time, Mike, when the schedule gets revealed from the NFL.
Yeah, I'm loving this. I just 7 o'clock can't get here fast enough. 8 o'clock, whatever time the schedule reveal gets here. I like the slate of games we have now. I'm just worried about that bye week. For me, it's all about the bye.
Well, Cody seems to think it's going to happen like in week 1. He says week 3, obviously being jovial, I'm sure, being facetious down the chat.
Yeah.
But yeah, Cody. Cody would have that bye week in week 1 if he could.
Remember when we had the odd number teams? There was a bye week every single week.
I do. Let's talk about a couple things here, Mike. Steeler related. We'll get back to the schedule in just a moment. Jerry Dulac, Mike, he does report, of course, a beat writer from right here. He reports the Steelers really, really want to extend Nick Herbig, Mike. This is going to be very interesting when the tire hits the road. Yeah, because of the situation at hand with TJ Watt, with Alex Highsmith, and with Nick Herbig. Of course, Jerry Dulac reporting that the Steelers are very interested. They really want to extend Nick Herbig.
I want him here too, but for me, the top priority should be Joey Porter Jr. He should be the lockdown corner.
He may be the top priority. I'm just telling you.
But hopefully they're not going to prioritize him over Porter. I like to see him here too, but you can't have 3 edge rushers making that kind of money on your roster. You one of the 2 older players is going to have to go.
I ultimately agree. And again, when that finally goes down, it's going to be interesting. I say 2027, you only have 2 of these guys. So we'll see how this plays out this year with the extension, of course, with TJ's bag, also with Highsmith makes good money as well. So it's going to be interesting, Mike. But 2027 will not have all 3 of these guys on the roster. I can guarantee you that. What else do we got? Here? Here's one. Boswell, Mike. He got his bag the other day.
Yeah.
They say that he is the highest paid kicker in the history of the game. Him and Brandon Aubrey from the Dallas Cowboys. But let me ask you this, Mike: does Boz kicking in Pittsburgh, does that make him the best kicker? Because people are going to compare. They're going to say Boz, Aubrey. Mike, is the fact one guy kicks in a dome and the other guy kicks in Pittsburgh, does that give our guy the edge over the other guy?
Yes, it does. The same arguments can be made or have been made for quarterbacks as well. And these offenses that are in domes, they look great indoors. You get them out in the elements. They're not the same.
Yeah,
you're not playing in pristine conditions. You're not kicking in perfect conditions. You got grass. There's divots there. We've seen balls slip and still make kicks. That most kickers that kick indoors all the time wouldn't be able to make. He's dealing with wind. Yes, it's not as bad as it was when we had that open end, but the wind there is still nasty, still terrible. So Boz is the better kicker. You have to put everything in consideration and in context, and he's not kicking 8 to 9 games a year in perfect conditions. He has some of the worst. It's the worst field in the NFL, and he's kicking on it.
And it's not just because that's the narrative what we're talking about. Go back to Chris Brown in the early 2000s. When Heinz Field was first erected. Yeah. I believe Chris Brown was very, very early. He may have been the first kicker. Perhaps it was in that area, Mike. And from that point, it was struggle after struggle after struggle after struggle. Remember the time we just continued to go through kickers to see what was available, to see who was out there. We would grab anybody just to bring them in at that point because it was so difficult kicking at Heinz. It was the open end, the way the wind swirled, the ground was always a mess because of the weather here. So again, Mike, this is the question of the day, I guess, not the trivia of the day, but does those the elements, just what we have, the conditions here in Pittsburgh, does that give Boz the edge over Aubrey, Mike? Because again, these two make the highest amount of money for field goal kickers ever in the history of the game. So if you're going to give one the edge, I would give it to the guy that kicks in conditions.
Oh, me too. Night and day. I'd be money on the line, game on the line. I need one of those two kickers to win me a game. I'm going with Boss because he's more experienced kicking in shitty conditions, and that goes a long way. You take one of these guys out of out of their little bubble, out of their safe space, you put them out in the elements. They're not that good.
It's really rough. We went through. We had a bunch of guys. I can't even begin to go through the people, Mike. I mean,
Scobie,
I'm obviously getting.
Brown, from that era, yeah.
I'm obviously getting the later ones as well, but I'm thinking like whenever Chris Brown, when he got cut, who was it? I mean, there was a handful of guys, and none of them were able to get it, Mike, at that stage.
And then like kickers would come in from the opposing team's kickers. They sucked even worse than Brown did at that era when we had the actual open end. So yeah, that era sucked at Heinz Field.
Absolutely.
It was fun to watch when it wasn't your guy kicking.
Absolutely. Asante Samuel, Mike. Asante Samuel Jr., of course, our cornerback, feels that he has a clean slate heading into his first full year with the Steelers, Mike. He says it's glad to be back. Asante Samuel, how big of a role does he how much of effect does he have on this defense? Of course, we don't know what's going to go on with Dean and with Samuel, and we pretty much know JPJ. But Mike, Asante Samuel coming in with that clean slate. It's not halfway through the season. It's not after the injury. It's not after. He's coming in with that mindset. This is my team. This is my squad. Let's do what we got to do. Mike, how effective do you think Asante Samuel will be on this defense this year?
I think he'd be really effective. He can play man. He can play zone. You can play him inside, outside. You put them all over the place out there. You more or less have three starting cornerbacks with Porter, Dean, and Asante Samuel Jr. And we saw the immediate effects last season when he came in. Like his first game intercepted Tua.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be a really good addition back there because if one of your corners is going to have a bad day or having a bad stretch, you put him out there.
Are we going to see Tua in week 1? Are we going to see Tua in week 1? Isn't he in Atlanta?
Yeah, he's in Atlanta. Yeah, yeah.
I hope
him or Michael Penix Jr. Give me one. It's a lefty quarterback out there, and I hope it's Tua. I want to go up against Tua.
I think I would love that. Again, Mike, I am not afraid of Tua. I've never been afraid of Tua. Last year, we handled our business against the Dolphins. So there you go. He's with Atlanta now. We do play. As far as it seems that we do have the Falcons, that does seem to be cemented. But again, the schedule comes out officially in just a little over 5 hours, guys. So that is coming tonight. Also, Mike, let me continue on the mill here. Let's go to where are we at?
Another one.
All right, I'm going to go right here, Mike. The rumor, Ian Rappaport, Mike, he confirms that this was a rumor. You may have heard this story over the past week or so. This was something that was being talked about here in Pittsburgh. I found it kind of sketch when I read it, but Ian Rappaport, Mike, he confirms that this was a rumor. He says, did you hear this? Aaron Rodgers, he wanted a clause in his contract. If the team was starting to sink, if they were at a certain point in the season where they looked like it was just all going downhill, he would be released. This was a rumor going on earlier in the week. He wanted a clause in his contract that if the season started to go downhill for the Steelers, then he could be released. But that, guys, is not true at all. So if you did come across that at all throughout this week, Ian Rappaport does confirm, Mike, that is a rumor. But you know what? It's not out of the question. The thing about Aaron, with a guy like this and a guy that just kind of does what he wants at this point in his career, it wouldn't be out of the question to think that that's a real thought.
Dude, if I was an older veteran hanging on at the end of my career, I would try to get that in my contract. Because if I'm going to hear this team's going to be good, like, you got to release me. Yeah. Or you can release me, and like I void my contract or some shit like that. But that would be great. And of course, it would be ruined with A-Rod. I love it. I love it. Yeah, it's probably was 100% rumor, but I could see him trying to pull that. Hey guys, you released me, like Conan Weedle's like, dude, get the fuck out of here. What are you talking about?
Well, I don't know. He kind of gets his way a lot, so it wouldn't surprise me. I don't think. But again, at the end of the day, Ian Rappaport does confirm that to be rumor.
I'm gonna do that with work.
Yeah, you ought to do that at work. If we start getting behind in work by the halfway point, I want to go home.
I just get to go home. Let's go home for the day.
I like that.
My boss would be like, "Fuck you, asshole."
Finally, before we do get back to the board for the duration, I do want to get into this, Mike. About Drew Aller. So this, listen. Is the psychological guy of Drew Aller. Now, we talked about it yesterday. The arm strength is the big sell on this guy. They're literally erasing every single thing he learned at Penn State about the quarterback position. So basically, you're trying to get a high school guy at this point with a strong arm. Because, again, if you're taking away everything he learned in college, he has a strong arm. Mike, my question is this. Yes, that all matters. But at the end of the day, it's what goes on between your ears. We talked about this a little bit earlier in the week. There's guys that always have the deer in the headlights look. Mason Rudolph, which, again, he could come in and do good things, but at the end of the day, he is what he is. And you could see in his eyes, he doesn't have that it factor. When Tom Brady was out there and the game was on the line, there was a certain calm. Even when Ben Roethlisberger was on that field with the game on the line, there was that calm. Patrick Mahomes has that calm. The greats, the franchise quarterbacks have the greats. So my question is this to you, Mike. This is my question. I don't care about his strong arm. I understand he has one. I don't care about stripping him of everything he learned from Penn State, whatever. My question is, you seeing this guy play week to week, does he have it between his ears? Does those eyes look confident and ready to just go out and win this football game when the game is on the line? Or do you see something else from Drew Aller? Because this is a hard skill to develop. Yeah. Some guys either have it, some guys don't. It's called an X factor. Mike, I want to know from you, do you feel that Drew Aller has it between his ears to become a successful franchise quarterback? Yes, a lot of people could become franchise quarterbacks and not be that good. Mike, could he be a successful franchise quarterback with what he possesses between his ears? Because, again, they're stripping everything else down. The only thing that's going to be a common here is his arm strength and what's between his ears. Mike, how is he in big game situations? How did he perform with the game on the line? Was that confidence there? Was that X factor there? That's what I really want to know when I'm looking at quarterbacks. Again, all these other things, they could be learned, they could be adjusted, they could be fixed. This is a very, very important part of every single football player in the league.
It's not black and white with this kid, because there's some games you saw where he would go toe to toe with guys in teams, and he looks confident, looks great, and he wins that game. Then the next week, he's going out there, and you're thinking, oh, sweet, he's going to be on point in these clutch moments, and he's making a bad read or a bad throw. Now, is that him making a bad read? Was that him trusting his arm? Or is that him panicking because, he's like, fuck, I got to do this. Is he trying to do too much? Did he just, forget how to play football and I'm just going to throw it out here? It is hard to tell with this kid. I wish I could give you a definitive answer, yes or no, either way, because you would see not even just week to week, Ryan. It would sometimes be drive to drive. You would see him make some great plays under duress to where that's it. You love to see that type of guys in his face, him just slinging it out there, hitting his guy. The very next drive, guys in his face. What the fuck are you doing out there?
Right.
So is it him? Was it the system? Was the players around him not getting open? I wish I could tell you. And there's guys who do this for a living, evaluate these guys, and they've all said he has been their toughest evaluation in years, because you don't know, is it up here? Was it the players around him, the coaches? You can't tell from drive to drive. I wish I can give you a 100% answer, like, this dude's a complete brain dead idiot, it was a bad pick, or hey, he has it, it was just this, and this. I do not know. And that's why I wished he went elsewhere so I could watch him from afar and wish him well. Here in Pittsburgh, it's going to be frustrating because I don't know.
You know what? This is why I asked. Let me just kind of give you a quick example. Yeah. Yes, in Super Bowl 40, Ben was a rookie, second-year guy. I'm sorry. It wasn't the greatest game ever. It wasn't the greatest game ever. However, if you watch him 2 years later in that Arizona Super Bowl, Mike, to watch that young quarterback at 24, 25 years old, he was walking around like he owned that place. And this is what you see from the guys that go out and they get it done. Tom Brady, he was the same way. The guy didn't have an ounce of fear in his eyes. He was, he was out there. He was thinking about winning football games. And when I remember watching that Arizona game, as close as it was, as crazy as it got, Ben Roethlisberger still walked to the sideline to talk to coach, still walked back in a huddle to talk to the team, and he looked like he'd been there a million times.
Yeah.
He looked so comfortable. Those are the looks that I look for in players' eyes. Again, till this day, Mason Rudolph with his 9-9-1 record, he still looks like a deer in the headlights.
Yeah.
Ben, after just such a short time, Mike, he already possessed that mindset that franchise quarterbacks have. It's the same mindset you look into when you see Aaron Rodgers' eyes, when you see Tom Brady's eyes, when you see Patrick Mahomes' eyes. There's just guys that got it. And you know what? It's up here. This is my concern. This is what I look for from young quarterbacks. Can guys grow and get better? Absolutely. Yeah. This is not a 100% way of going at things, but this is something that I've used over time, Mike, and it seems to be pretty accurate. Guys, you can see in people, the eyes tell a lot, not just in football, in life in general. If you learn to read eyes, you could get along in life pretty well.
Well, read the eyes. Did I not say last week, the home opener against Seattle, looking at Aaron Rodgers pregame, you and I watched the game together. I go, we're going to lose. Look at Rodgers. Like, he just had that spaced out look like he wanted to be elsewhere. And back to Ben, in that first Super Bowl, it looked like some of the moment was too big for him, but also kind of like Aller in that game. Certain drives he was locked in and looked really good. Other drives not. The guys can get better in those moments. And I wonder with Aller, is it a confidence issue? And, did he have that support there? Did he have that coaching there to get the best out of him? Did he think he was getting the best out of him? And did his confidence wane some games from drive to drive or game to game and stuff like that? And you get into a situation where, hey, we're going to make sure we get the best out of you. You're going to be playing better. You're going to not be thinking you're going to go out there know that you can mess up, and that's okay because, hey, yeah, you're going to get your ass chewed out, but you're going to get your ass chewed out, and then we're going to follow it up with, like, hey, here's how you're going to get better so you don't do this again. So I just don't know with this cat. I'm hoping he can be that guy, but the evidence, man, it's a fucking coin flip with this kid.
So, I mean, that's
a coin flip, man.
And I'm hearing the same thing. So that's why I wanted to talk to you, because I know this is your squad, and I respect that. And I just wanted to kind of get your feel of it, because that's how I kind of see it. But again, I don't watch them every week.
I want this cat to sit for an entire year. Like I only want to see him out there in the preseason. I don't want to see him this year at all. I think he has a lot of work to do.
And you probably won't. I mean, come on, it's crazy at this point. Especially if Aaron comes back, there's very little chance.
It's going to be Aaron Mason and Will Howard should be the only quarterbacks seeing the field this year.
You're right. I think you're right. I think Drew will be included, whether it will be the fourth quarterback, however they decide to do it. But you're right. Yeah. That's how it would go, I think. Mike, let's do one more thing I do want to say. Since 2015, what year is this? 2026, Mike? Since 2015, the Steelers have had one. This is their second week 1 home game since 2015. This is their second week 1 home game since 2015.
Dude, the NFL really loves the Steelers and their fans.
And when people say that we're crazy by saying this shit, I mean, just look at things like this. You know what I mean? All right, let's get back to the board, Mike. I do want to get back to the board. I don't want to. Unfortunately, I'm going to miss some people today, just because. But I will. I read every single message ultimately. But right now, I am going to scoot ahead a little bit. I apologize, guys. I'm going to go right here to Steel Loyal. He says he would be White Wednesday. He would be White Wednesday. We talked about Black Friday. Steel Loyal says he would be White Wednesday. Let's go to Christine. She says, yes, Ryan. It was some BS. 3 games in 10 days. That was when I woke up. My son said Christmas is canceled and made him help me drag my Steelers tree to the edge of the driveway for the trash to get. Tortilla says, got to mix everything with white Gatorade. Lindsay says, she said, I'd be tanned Tuesday. Tan Tuesday. I like that. We got White Wednesday, Tan Tuesday, Black Friday. Let's do scoot along. Go to Cody. Cody says, will you get we'll get you a sombrero and some Dickies. You'll fit right in. A sombrero and some Dickies. Vegas says someone opened up a Latino Hooters type of casino here, but it's in very poor part of town. What we don't even want to go check it out. What would now let me scoot on. Let me just scoot along. Christine says I'll be so mad. We have had a early buy every week. We had an early buy every season. I thought it would at least be week 8. I kind of wish it would be week 8. Tortilla says Mongolian Monday seems sick and mad, jealous. I can't go. That is the Latino. The Latino Hooters. I can't get over this. Latino Hooters. I like that. Going on to Cody. He says, hopefully our bye is week 3. Our bye will be the week after we get back from France, is my guess, is what Vegas is saying. Jamal, he says, football feels like an all-year thing nowadays. And I think that's the goal. I think ultimately for the NFL, I think they want you thinking about their product all year round. That's why the draft has become such a big thing. I mean, look at the event that became. Almost 1 million people. Come on. And over 750,000 people showed up in tiny ass Pittsburgh and made it happen. And it was the biggest draft ever. And look at the anticipation for tonight, the schedule. I mean, these used to be things that would pop up in the newspaper the day of. I remember me being younger and you just get the paper like, oh, look, the schedule comes out tonight. We didn't have the internet. We didn't have all these things these tools that keep us on top of this shit. I remember that, Mike. You would get the newspaper and literally find out that day that something was going on that night. It's certainly a push, Jamal. I couldn't agree with you more. I think that moving it overseas a lot now, all these games overseas is part of that. Just again, I really do believe they are trying to take their brand and make it a year round. It benefits them for sure if that would happen, and in fact, they can continue to make money throughout the off season. So I'm sure this, as business people, that's more than likely what they're up to. Let's go to Vegas. We can push our 300-pound punter, Mike.
Hell yeah! Actually, here's what we're doing. So we no longer have Calvin Austin. We're gonna take Wet Jen. His name's Wet Jen. I ain't calling him Wee Jen.
Yeah, I like
We're just gonna snap the ball to him, but we're gonna have our 300-pound punter in Darnell Washington side by side, and we're just gonna yeet him as far as we can.
All right.
You know what? The screw pushing, we're throwing.
Yeah, I'm down, man.
We're going to be a little midget tossing.
Christine, she says, I agree. That's what I assumed, Vegas. Of course, going back to Vegas's bye week comment. Lindsay says, I wish I would be watching my kid right now. Scoot ahead a little bit. Matter of fact, I'm gonna take a little jump here. I do apologize again, guys. Let's get up to right here when Christine. No, I'm going to go right here. I think I see Vegas. I want to go far enough, but I don't want to go too far. Let's go here. Somber says poison AR2. Oops, sorry. Hopefully Tyrone doesn't go to the Browns game, Cody says. Yeah, didn't you went last year? You went up for the 13-6, if I'm remembering correctly. Tortilla says I tried, bro, asked for another hit. Vegas says this has to be the golden age of field goal kicking 60-yarders, no problem for hella kickers now. And I like that.
I remember kickers struggling to kick 45-yard field goals.
I know. The high 30s at one point, Mike, was a hard field goal. If you were kicking 39-yard field goals, you were one of the better ones, Mike. As Vegas is saying, like, they're kicking, 60, and some of these guys make it look pretty effortless. Lindsay says this, dealing with a terrible field. Tortilla, Chris Bowen used to aim with his foot. Now he aims at your foot. Tortilla says, I woke up a Steeler kicker. Cody says, Torta woke up next to the Tortas.
No, not a bad way to wake up.
There you go. Let's go here. Lindsay, not a lot, she says. I'm going to actually scoot up here where Tortilla, somebody spelling is trash. Cody says, Asante Samuel Jr. will be okay as long as he doesn't go against Darren Waller. Vegas says, will a team that ends this season with 4 wins beat the Steelers for one of their 4 wins? It's possible.
Yes, it's written in stone.
Yeah, that's the most Steelers shit I could ever think of. And we'll be like 13-4. You know what I mean? And that team will end up beating us. Let's go Steelmatic. Steelmatic says Tyrone Boswell will be the hero once more.
Hell yeah, you will.
Ty says he will, but also we will score more points More touchdowns. We have better weapons. Vegas says Boswell needs 93 points to become the all-time scoring leader for the Steelers, guys. Will they retire his number 2? One day, I think if he becomes the all-time leading scorer, I think one day it's a possibility if nobody does it in the meantime. Mike, you think?
I
mean, Gary Anderson's number isn't retired.
No. And we don't retire a whole lot of numbers.
We do not.
Like Swanee's and Stallworth number still gets, handed out. Man, because he's number 9 might be maybe one of those unofficial retired numbers that don't get handed out, like 58, 59,
12.
and stuff like that. Like Scott Shields years ago wore Mel Blunt's number. So, I don't think it gets retired, but it might be one of those. Hey, if we don't have to issue it, we won't issue it.
Let's go along right here. Tortilla says, I heard Beck sneezed and farted getting his sack, and all the pressure went to his face. Somber says that goes back to footwork and throwing motion. Somber also says the inconsistencies, of course, I think is there's certainly questions, guys. But again, saying that it's a project, he's not going to be playing soon. That makes it more acceptable, I think, because other people have him in the starting seat at some point this year, and I don't think that is. I don't think that's possible. But let's scoot forward a little bit more, where Vegas's Penn State head coach was trash in big games too. I think so too, and I think fortunately for Penn State, Mike, they moved past James Franklin, so maybe for your squad things will get back to the way that it usually is. So
hopefully, because that was a big thing, man. We could not get over the hump.
Couldn't get over that hump. Let's go to Mark Malone. He says Beck really does have that look in his eye. Vegas, Beck looks like he has something contagious. Tortilla, you can run a 40-yard dash on Carson's face. Between his eyes, you can run a 40-yard dash. Let's go to Mark Malone. He says Beck and Simpson are the 2 most pro-ready quarterbacks of this draft. They may not ever be great, but should be serviceable. But more than likely, I think that we'll see. It's hard to say. Tortilla, we are the lot lizards of the NFL, Mike. The lot lizards of the NFL.
Yes, we are.
I know you could relate to that.
Hell yeah, brother.
Vegas says this: the Ravens' little quarterback could barely see over the center's ass when he was lined up under center. Let's go here. Lindsay says, I don't think Aller has it all. Tyrone, he says Aller sits behind A-Rod, will be good for him, and like Mike said, full season to learn. Absolutely. And listen, that's going to happen anyway. He's not. He's. I don't care what anybody told you. He's not going to be starting anytime soon.
For taking a quarterback in this draft, a 3rd-round flyer on a guy that was supposed to be a 1st-round pick coming into this year, not a bad gamble. If it works out, it works out. If not, your 3rd-round picks are a 50-50 shot anyway making the roster.
Let's go here to Cody. Cody says Aller will be on the PUP list like Parsons. Let's go here. Christine. So I'm seeing a bye week. I'm seeing a bye on week 14 now. 8 home games and 9 away games. That is what it is. Of course, the 9th away game is the game in Europe. Vegas, unless the NFL hires you as a ref, then they don't want you getting better in the off season at all. Vegas says this. He follows it up by saying that would be great. 4th and short, fake lineup to the punt, and then in the last few seconds, run up and do the tush push. Mark Malone says they have. They say they have juiced the balls. I says they have juiced the balls. I don't know. Mark Malone, he says not like Derpy does. Juicing the balls, but not like Derpy does. Of course, Mark Malone. Let's scoot up a little bit more right here. Vegas says this. He says, I thought when you juiced balls got smaller, is what Vegas is saying there. Tyrone said, I see Derpy in other chats. All he does is complain. Laugh my ass off.
Huh.
Derpy. Huh. Yeah.
Huh. No bull. He's going to be here, but he's in other chats.
Oh, he's always on other things. He's always doing his thing and other shows and stuff. Hey, listen, that's not the problem. I don't care what shows he's on. Just don't tell me you're going to be here and not show up. That's all. That's all. You could be on you could be on show every 15 shows a day. I don't care. Derpy. Let's do Scoot Along. Let's go to Tortilla. Number 9 will be like number 1. Mark Malone, the poor bastard's ass is probably sore from all the peaches, all of the peaches strap-on rapings, of course.
Oh, Aunt Peach is getting deep in there.
Another comment about Derpy. Vegas says this. He says, Mike Orvin said, don't retire my number because when 88 makes a play, I will always be brought up for years to come.
Not bad marketing.
I think Lindsay, I think you're right. Ultimately, I think you're right because at the end of the day, I spoke a little bit before I thought, because what do we have? We have number 70. We have Ernie Stoutner, and we have Mean Joe Green, 75. Was there somebody else added, or is it just
32? Well,
32
was officially retired.
Yeah,
and that's it. Everything else like unofficially retired.
So I mean, all the greats that played, Terry, Franco, Lynn, Stolly, everybody on the defense, Mike, only Mean Joe, only Franco, right?
Yeah,
Franco, Mean Joe, and Ernie Stoutner. So again, it's going to be a long time if that in fact does happen with Boz's number. Is what I think. What I was trying to think. Vegas says, "Is it rape if he doesn't complain?" Derpy with Aunt Peaches. Wow. And then he follows it up by saying, "I think that Peaches found a loophole." Let's go here. It'll unofficially be retired. Tortilla. In a way, that sounds right. Something similar to that. Mike, why don't you unretire the website and tell everybody about it?
Head on over to the2dumyinzers.com, everyone. You know what we got over there. We got all the Steelers news stories up there. We got all of our social media links over there. Got links to the merch store. Check it out, everyone. It's chock full of some good old Steeler info over there. The2dumyinzers.com.
Go check it out. There goes the link right at the top of the board. Go check out www.the2dumyinzers.com. That's www.the2dumyinzers.com. Time to get into the trivia question of the day, Mike. This question is going to be about the Steelers and the Falcons. Of course, as we see right now, it's looking like it's going to be the Atlanta Falcons traveling to Pittsburgh for week 1. We'll know for sure again here in 5 hours exactly. Till 8 o'clock, we will be able to confirm everything. But from the leaks we have, Mike, this is going to be about the Steelers and the Falcons. Take a minute to put on your thinking caps. Everybody on the board as well. Here we go. It is time for trivia of the day. All right, here we go. In the last 2 meetings the Steelers had with the Falcons in 22 and 24, Pittsburgh won 19-16 and 18-12. Mike, they were all field goals in one game, a total of 6 of them, and then all field goals in the other game, 4 of them, only allowing 1 touchdown to be scored by a Steeler in both of those 2 games, 22 and in 24. All field goals, 1 touchdown. Question of the day, tell me who that player was, Mike, that scored the only touchdown in the last 2 Atlanta Falcons meetings. Guys, the Falcons, we played them in 22 and in 24. We kicked 10 field goals, and we scored 1 touchdown. The question of the day, tell me who it was that scored that 1 touchdown. And if you paid close attention earlier in the week, you might have caught this in a conversation we had. But take a minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30, even 3 o'clock p.m. Right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
Throw your answers up if you think you got it. And maybe if you don't know it, just throw a guess up on the board as well. Who was the only person to score a touchdown in those 2 Atlanta Falcons games? Mike, we played them in 22 and 24. So just give them a minute, let people on the board, let people at home think this one over. I see Tortilla. He's saying Ray McCloud, not a bad pick. Again, 10 field goals, 1 touchdown for the Steelers in those 2 games. Christine on the board, she says Connor Hayward, not a bad pick. Cody says Jesse Jackson, which of course that is a bad pick, but it's nothing that we don't expect from the Code Dog. Tyrone says Steelers TD or over Steelers TD. We had 10 field goals in those 2 games and 1 touchdown, resulting in a 19-16 win and an 18-12 win. So it's Steelers, 10 field goals, 1 touchdown. Who scored the 1 touchdown against Atlanta? Ray McCloud, Connor Hayward. Mark Malone says, guys, I'm so glad we're finally going to score touchdowns again. Me too. Mike, begin telling me your thought process and who you think this might be.
I know this one. Right here. And Tortilla should know this one too. So all I'm going to say, I'm going to go with Richard Mendenhall.
Richard Mendenhall. And is this your final answer?
Final answer, baby.
All right, I'm going to lock you in on Richard Mendenhall. Mike, you were locked in on Mendenhall. Tyrone says Najee Harris because, of course, Richard Mendenhall would have been gone in 2022 and 2024. So Mike's guess is very interesting. I don't know why he went that route. But he is locked in on
I got the year.
Mendenhall. Vegas says Steelers have 3 wins when kicking 6 field goals. No other team has more than 1. Justin Fields says Cody. Vegas says it's not many in 20 and 22 and 24. And Vegas, of course, revised that. Mendy. Guys, again, who was it? Just 2 to 4 years ago. We played the Falcons twice in 3 years. One guy scored a touchdown. 10 field goals were the only other scoring we had. Let's see, and I think Mike realizes
what I did there.
Now.
Yeah,
I do. I don't think that you would have gotten this wrong. I do think that you do know. And again, this was a conversation we had earlier in this week. So Mark Malone says Mike's been boozing.
it may say Guinness, but it's just a water bottle.
Tortilla, I'm changing my answer to Richard Lemon Balls. I do want to say, let's go right here. I do want to say what's up to Jamie. Great seeing Jamie back on the board. Yo, my man. Always great seeing Jamie. Let's go to Christine. I know because I got an anytime tutty. And I think when we talk about it, I think a lot of you might remember. Vegas is, hey, and Cam's little bro as well. Meatwad, of course. Cam, Connor Hayward is a guest today on the show. Or I'm sorry, is a guest today on the show. Not a guest, of course. Very nice, Christine. Vegas is saying. One more time, guys. Here's the question of the day. 2022, 2024, the Steelers played the Falcons 2 times in those 3 seasons, 22 to 24. We beat them 19 to 16 and 18 to 12. Those results came by way of 10 field goals scored by the Steelers in 1 touchdown. Question of the day, who scored that 1 touchdown? Different answers on the board, Mike. I'm seeing, of course, Mendenhall, for whatever reason, you put Mendenhall up there, Mike. Also, Cody with his answers. Harris, Tyrone is saying Connor Hayward. A couple people said on the board, Mike, the answer to the question of the day, who was the only touchdown of those 2 games versus the Falcons, who we are playing in the first game of the season at home this year? And Zach, you are correct as well. Zach Stone, welcome back to the show. He says Connor Hayward. That, of course, is correct, Mike. Yeah. I think that something you messed up something.
I saw a video earlier in the week of Richard Mendenhall scoring a game-winning touchdown against Atlanta, and I didn't even hear you say the years, brother. I was like, "That's the game," because I think it was tied like 9-9 at one point. He won a touchdown in overtime, and I got excited.
And that's what it was right there, Zach. This is how we should remember. This is how I remember. That was against his dad's old team in Atlanta. Cam and Connor both played this game. Connor was early in his career, perhaps a rookie, I think, at the time. Mike, he goes and gets the only touchdown. That was a storyline we certainly talked about here on the show. Of course, Ironhead Pops played for the Atlanta Falcons as well. Went to college right here at Pitt. But that is the correct answer, guys. Meatwad, Connor Hayward was the only touchdown scored. It was on a 17-yard touchdown pass from Kenny Pickett, actually, Mike, in the games. Again, they win 19 to 16 and 18 to 12 in those 2 battles. So we're looking forward to another Falcons game to kick off the season this year. Vegas says Troy had a sweet interception in that game too, Vanilla. Mike, it's about that time. Unfortunately, we are going to get ready to shut down for the day. But tonight, do not miss, and I doubt anybody's going to, the NFL will be releasing their schedule in its entirety in less than 5 hours. That's right, tonight on ESPN or NFL Network and a few of the streaming apps as well. You can catch it. Do not miss tonight. We will find out what the Steelers have. Again, we went through the leaked schedule. We believe most of it is correct, but there may be some discrepancies. We'll find all that out tonight. Be back tomorrow to talk about it in its entirety, go through the schedule, take a look around the league, see what's going on, and get into that as well as all the other sports going on in Pittsburgh into the weekend, Mike. So tomorrow we'll be busy for sure. We'll be back at our regular time. We hope to see everybody then. I do have a few things I want to say before we do roll here. I do want to say this. Tonight, you're expecting the schedule. You want to drink a little bit? hey, stop by Giant Eagle. You can get Duquesne Pilsner, Mike, now in 6 and 12 packs at Giant Eagle, and also wherever cases are sold. People at Duquesne Pilsner, they do help us out in promotion. So we do want to give it back a little bit to them and say, check them out. Grab yourself some Duquesne Pilsner. Listen, if you don't drink, that's cool too. Swing by their social media, hit the follow, hit the like. I'm sure they will appreciate that all. We always have Duquesne Pilsner here at the studio on tap, Mike, for anything that comes along. Made right here in Pittsburgh. Duquesne Pilsner. It says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Also, I do want to say, while you're checking out Duquesne Pilsner, check us out on social media as well, guys. We're over on Facebook. We're on X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Swing by, hit the follow button. Keep up with what's going on with the two Dum Yinzers on a day-to-day basis. And finally, if you haven't had a chance yet, do hit the like button down below. Hit the like, the sub, the share, even leave a comment. It all helps in the algorithm, guys. We appreciate it all. Thank you so much. Mike, your thoughts on the show today? The big release of the schedule obviously is the conversation. Everything else is going to fall by the wayside at least another day or so. Mike, your thoughts? Schedule release tonight, 8:00.
Like I said, my big fear is a week 4 bye week. I hope I'm wrong with that. Hopefully we get later in the season. Hopefully no Thursday night games are revealed for us. We have enough primetime games as is. When is Vanilla Thunder going to sleep? Vanilla Thunder go to work, weird hours. When Sosh, going to get some sleep? NFL, think about me and Sosh when you finish out the Steelers schedule. But I'm excited to see where a couple of these games fall. And I like our schedule, man. I think it's set up pretty well for us as long as that bye week is later in the year.
I couldn't agree more. I'm very excited. I'd like to see that bye week later. I want to say everybody was awesome today. So much anticipation for sure about this schedule being dropped tonight. Again, be cautious of some of the leaks that might pop up between now and then. They may not be 100% correct, but something to stay cautious about. I do want to say thank you, everybody, for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We really do appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. Big thank you to the super chats earlier, guys.
Yes.
Greatly appreciated. You guys are too generous. Thank you so much as well. Also, I do want to say for everybody on the board, thank you so much. You always keep the show interesting as you do drive this show. You are the lifeblood. I always say that. I always mean that. Love the board. Hope to see everybody back tomorrow for the big reveal of the schedule. And then also everybody at home, maybe you're in the car, maybe you're at the gym, at work, listening, watching, whatever the case may be. We thank you too. We will be back tomorrow, Mike, to get into everything going into the weekend. But of course, most importantly, this schedule. And then maybe we'll hear something about Aaron in the meantime. Maybe we'll hear something else. But again, Mike, this schedule, big topic today, numero uno. Topic of the day, the schedule released tonight, 8:00 on ESPN, NFL Network, and also on streaming apps that it is available on. Mike, I think that's everything. I understand we're on our time constraint here. I do want to say for Mike, anything before you roll? Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Have a good one, guys.
All right, guys, we thank you so much again. Greatly appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are awesome. You guys are amazing. We love you all. We hope to see everybody back tomorrow for the big reveal of the schedule from the NFL. For Derpy, for Finch, for RB, for Chuck, for Mike, myself, the two Dum Yinzers. Everybody have a great schedule release day. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.